Ahati Maat, peace and love. Can y'all brothers hear me?
Peace.
Peace, brother Hotep.
Hotep, peace and love. Welcome to the Teachings of Ma'at Study Guide Sundays, Melanin and Dark Consciousness book study by author Tehuti Amun Hotep Ra. Before we get started, we like to begin with our beautiful affirmation. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Unki en Ma'at, un ns, nintet oset en Ma'at, min hapapet en Ma'at, her in kui, her iku. I live for Ma'at. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Ma'at. Every day I advance towards Ma'at. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Peace and love, everybody. Welcome to our Sunday study guide. I am Arcad Infinite, and I am the chairman of the organization, or the Techet. I am a student of the master teacher, the great Tehuti Amun Hotep Ra. I am also the host of this weekly book study, Teachings of Ma'at. I'm a true-hearted follower of Ma'at based on ancestral artifacts and a love of my people unconditionally. I'm dedicated to Kemet and learning the Metanetta and loyal to Ma'at at all times. Next, we have the wonderful SCRIIIBE. SCRIIIBE is a writer, poet, spoken word artist, audio producer, and engineer, healer, spiritual advisor, consultant, and business creator. He is a master student of the Natiru, a true follower and protector of Ma'at, a scribe of Tehuti and Ma'at. He studies under the master teacher, Saba Tehuti Amun Hotep Ra. For the scribe, quality always outweighs quantity. He enjoys observing reality and incorporating these observations into his writings and creations to assist in awakening dormant DNA and reversing negative hypnosis. And our presenter for tonight is the great Ahati Maat. Ahati Maat was taught under the great Tehuti Amun Hotep Ra. He has been a serious student and teacher of Kemetic culture and history for several years. He has written multiple books, including the textbook called Journey of Your Soul series, essays, and articles. Furthermore, he hosts in-person and online classes, weekly podcasts, and periodically creates documentaries. He also has experience in public speaking and academic debating. He is responsible for the creation of this weekly study guide and the teachings of Ma'at. Peace and love, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Peace and love, brother. Peace and love.
All right, Hotep Ma'at, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm looking forward to the teaching tonight from the great brother Ahati Maat. I know it's going to be fire. All right, but before we get into the teaching, we're going to show you the website and the newsletter that we have as well. So I'll go ahead and share my screen to the website, which is posted in the chat. It's teachingsofmaat.org. All right, make sure. Yes, sir. All right, so it's up. All right, so when you get to the website here, there's many different options up here for you to gain access to. But what I'm going to show you here is when you scroll all the way to the bottom of the main website, you have a subscribe section here, and you put in your email address and click sign up. This right here will add you to our newsletter list, and we send that out to you every week. And it's packed full of information, and the great brother Ahati Maat is going to go down and show you all that. So to gain access to that, all you have to do is put in your email address right here, and it's that simple. It's free. All right, and it's packed full of excellent information. All right, so we also have, of course, Saba Tehuti's pod class that he hosts every Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So here is where you can gain, access to all the latest videos that we have here. This was the one that we just had on Friday. The Black Woman Matrix, George Washington faced on the quarter reverse. Why you see the Nasuts standing with the left foot forward. All right, such an excellent class. And so if you have not checked this episode out, be sure to go ahead and do so. All right, so we have a Meet the Movement section, the leadership members here. All right, so there's also, we have our own individual sections as well. This is Ahati Maat, where he has his writings, his book, Journey of Your Soul series, book 1, Freedom Through God's Word. This right here is the physical book that you can purchase. All right, right here, and here's the ebook as well. All right, so this is an excellent book. So if you have not made this purchase, go ahead and do so and add it to your library. All right, it's an excellent study. And here are some links to some other sites that the great brother Ahati runs. All right, so he has a blog site here and a BitChute site here. All right, so this is beautiful information. We have all type of things for you guys to connect in with us and learn with us. So just make sure that you're gathering access to everything that we have to offer. All right, so here's my section here. I have a link to my YouTube here, some virtual PDF teachings. All right, that from these classes that we're having here, you're gonna start giving the access to purchase the PDFs that come with these videos. All right, so that's in these sections here. And then I also want to speak about this members only access. All right, so this is only for those who create an account. All right, so when you click this little person here, it'll say create an account. And if you have not done this, go ahead and do this, and this will give you the access to the members only section. All right, and we're going to be adding some excellent things to this section right here. All right, so, and it's absolutely beautiful. All right, so was there ancient people called Nubian? E-teachings, Atlantis did not exist, historical liars. So there's a lot of different, and we're going to be continuously adding on here some excellent teachings and webinars that we're putting together for you all, for you to also just expand your library and your wealth of knowledge. All right, so we have a lot of great things going on here, and we also appreciate all support that's given to us, because we spend a lot of time and energy and information that goes without being seen to be able to bring this to you all at the level that we do it. All right, so any and all donations are appreciated. All right, we accept PayPal, we accept Cash App, and also Ethereum cryptocurrency. All right, and it's also on the homepage as well. On the very bottom, you can donate here as well. All right, so with that, I'll stop sharing here, and also I'll also share for those who there was some support last week that I didn't show, so I'll go ahead and show that now. All right, and this is from the great brother E Manifesto. $10 for the Sunday study class. Thank you, my brother, for your support. You always show support. Appreciate you, my brother, for that. And then we have the Shannon Southard, the great sister Shannon Southard. She said, I have $2 in my account. I happily give you one. So that means 50%. So thank you, my sister, for that, because you did not have to do that. All right, we appreciate all support that comes through us, and it shows an energy exchange and a reciprocity for what we give to you all free. You know, so the reciprocity is a powerful energy source that allows you to manifest what you want in your life as well. You know, so whether it's $1, if it's 50% of what you have, it is very much appreciated. So thank you for that. All right, and here we have the one, the great, the only Nito Campbell. $14 for the Saba continues. This great brother shows his support every single week. Thank you, my brother. You're the first to donate in today's class. I'll be looking forward to showing the other donations throughout the class. Appreciate you for being first, as always, my great brother. To you. All right, now with all that being said, I will pass the mic to the great brother Ahati Maat, who is the speaker for tonight. Peace and love, great brother Ahati.
Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love to everybody out there. Tonight we're going to have a great show. It's going to be a lot of light and a lot of fun. But first, I have to show you the great newsletter that us brothers have created together. Let me pull it up. And what's great about it is it looks just like a website that you would see online. So it kind of fools you because the detail and the graphics and the colors and everything is just popping at you in the screen. And that's how precise we are here, because we want to emulate our ancestors. We want to emulate those that were precise and exact before us. Who were they? They were the Netiru, or the goddesses and gods of ancient Egypt. So if you're new, I want to welcome you and hang around, because you're going to learn a lot and you're going to have a lot of fun. And I almost forgot the affirmation. And the reason why I like to do hailing before our show is because it generates positive light energy. It generates energy within your ku, or within your ib, which is your heart. And it just sets a good tone, a good vibration for the rest of the night. So let's do some hailing together. You could do it silently. I don't know what anybody in the chat's doing, but you could say it to yourself. You could say it in your head. You don't have to do anything. But I'm going to do some hailing, so let's start it off. So I'm going to read from the top blue line, and then I'm going to do the translation in English. It's Eb Neb Ma'at Per Em Ma'ati. Hail Ma'at is everything, we come forth from her. Henu Seba Tehuti Amun Hotep Ra. Hail Saba Tehuti. Henu Kemet. Hail Kemet. Makaru, Makaru, Makaru. Victory, victory, victory. That is our victory voice. All right. So back to the newsletter. This is our weekly newsletter. Yes, it's weekly. And it's basically a summary of what you're going to see during the live shows. So if you miss a live show, you can always check back into the newsletter and find out what we were talking about, the main points. If you watch the live show, well, it's just a great refresher, a good reminder of what you learned during the show tonight. So the first page. Oh, before I continue, how do you get a newsletter? How do you get this newsletter? Well, you just go to the website that the scribe just showed. It's real easy, real simple. You scroll all the way down the home page. You put your email. There's going to be a slot where you can put your email in. You hit the red sign up button. You just click that and you'll get your free newsletter. It'll be on the way. So this is the first page, and it says, Teachings of Ma'at, the movement begins with you. Because there is no movement without you in the chat, you that are watching this later on, you that's watching this in the future. There is no us without you. This is the book study breakdown and news. We always put an issue number here. Issue 19 is for this week, January 15th. We always put a date for easy organizational references when you want to go back and look things up. We always start off with a greeting. So the greeting is always the same. It is thank you to our consistent supporters and to everyone else who comes out and shows us love too. We appreciate you as well. Teaching of Ma'at is an organization that is founded on reciprocity. Thank you to those who understand and contribute. If you do not have the finances to give back to this great informational channel, give your time instead with service. Become a member. Now let's break out of the matrix. So you keep scrolling down. We have an About Us section because people usually want to know, what is the movement about? What is the organization talking about? What is their mission? An organization must have a mission. And our mission is to bring back home to the mindset of Ma'at as many sisters, brothers, and their children as possible. free melanated people from the Tamahu. That's the Caucasian matrix we're currently living in. Then we get to the news section. The news section is a summary I was talking about earlier, and what's great about this is a lot of us live busy lives today, and but we carry around mobile phones. So if you don't have time, it's just 2 paragraphs, 2 short paragraphs, really condensed, straight to the point. And I love it because it's quick and easy to understand, and then I can keep doing what I got to do for the rest of the day. So last week is the speaker, the scribe, and it revealed a deeper meaning about the coup. He revealed a deeper meaning about the coup, represented by the Tehuti bird hieroglyph. He further explained that it is connected to us through our light consciousness, known in the Medunetter as Aku. The modern term is called biocentrism, created by medical scientist Robert Lanza. So what is biocentrism and how does it benefit you? So if you want to learn more and find out what biocentrism is and how it benefits you, sign up for the email newsletter now. And it's real easy. You could just go right now on your screen while I'm talking, pull out your phone and scan the QR code. It's that simple. Another thing I like about this newsletter is, especially if I'm new to ancient Egypt, is that there's always a teaching going on after the main teaching. There's always a show going on after the show with beautiful graphics going on in the background. This is our graphic teams right now. If anybody has talent out there, I know there are people out there that do love to draw, contact these brothers. They're always looking for assistance. And as you can see, this is from the scribe's teaching. It says, power came into being in the heart and by the tongue, thinking whatever the heart wishes and commanding whatever the tongue wishes. And then you have the hieroglyphic dictionary here from Budge. So there's always information going on after the show in our newsletters. Keep scrolling down and we have a member section. So we're always looking for members. There's active and non-active. The active are ones that don't mind being seen in the public and are actively doing what needs to be done, physically taking steps to do what has to be done to support not only the teachings of the Maat movement, but support our spiritual founder and leader, Tehuti and Hotep Ra. And non-active are those supporters that just give it a background. And believe it or not, those may become active members, and some of them are even active, even though they want to be labeled non-active. So we're just looking for members. We're looking for writers, editors, managers, digital designers, social media content creators, and organizers for physical meetups. If you have a skill or talent that could be beneficial to the T.O.M organization, contact leadership at teachingsofmaat.org. It's leadership at teachingsofmaat.org. And I just want to say, as I always say, Kemet was a nation first. Kemet was a nation first. Okay? That incorporated a spiritual way of life, but also a physical way of life too. So we need your talent and your skills. If you don't know what they are, we are here to help you find them. Everybody, whether you know it or not, has a talent or skill. Keep scrolling down. Things to consider before skipping this study. What are the weekly studies about? They are based off the teachings of Tehuti, that's Tehuti Amenhotep Ra, and our great ancestors of the Nile Valley, a way to connect our community of truth seekers with the leadership of the teachings of Ma'at. You are now witnessing his wisdom in action. Similar to all movements, information without good vibration manifests nothing. Join us, as our cat says. So if you have been searching your entire life like me for a teaching that can free you from fear, stress, worry, anger, then you found the right home. Even if you are very knowledgeable about Ma'at and Kemet, then we could use your service to free the minds of our people. All are welcome. So if your life has been skipping through the roses and great, I want to learn more, please contact me how to do that, because we need you. We need that energy. people that have it all together, so to speak. Here is the merch by the great scribe, the architect, and we have clothing for men, women, and the children. So here's the deal, and it's a great one. You get 10% off your first purchase when you sign up for the newsletter. So all you gotta do right now is go to the webpage, scroll all the way down the home page, put your email in, hit that red button, click, and you automatically get 10% off your first purchase. Now, if you become a Teachings of Ma'at member, you get 10% off forever. 10% off forever for any merch. I don't know if Amazon's doing that or any of these other sites, Eastay or whatever it is. You get 10, you get a deal. You get the coupon code forever, as long as you are a Teachings of Ma'at member. And we have t-shirts, we have long sleeve shirts, we have hoodies. I know the scribe's always creating in his lab, so he's probably got a lot of things on the back burner that you could contact him about if you have questions. And he does special requests. You can ask Big Vapes about that. Big Vapes created his own shirt. The Teachings of Ma'at has a teachingsofma'at.com social hub. So right now you're on the Teachings of Ma'at YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed and hit that like button, hit it now. Also, every Friday there's a great teaching from our master teacher, Tehuti, Amun Hotep Ra. Go over to his channel. It's youtube.com/@mystical TV. youtube.com/mystical TV. And hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and make sure you tune in every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you don't know what time zone you are in or need help with that, you can always go to our website and you can find all the time zones for the shows there. This way you never need to miss an episode. We also have a twitter.com at Teachings of Ma'at, and we also have a tiktok.com at Teachings of Ma'at. And we're just posting short clips of shows and teachings, and if you're into that, it's very interesting. If you have any questions at all, you can go to teachingsofma'at.org, and this little chat feature is on our website. Just like when you go shopping online, the little chat bubble asks if you're okay, we have that too. And it's a way for us to connect with you very quickly. Any question you have, just send it there. And you can get there once again by the QR code right here. Now, we can't do this without your support. This is not possible without donations or appreciation from you, the listener. So we have a Cash App, it's Teachings of Ma'at, and we have a PayPal at Teachings of Ma'at. If you don't have these, just send us an email and we can help you out in sending appreciation there too. And we also have a cryptocurrency wallet at teachingsofma'at.wallet. So we have all different avenues where you can help and support. And like I've said before, if people are taking us up on this, even if you have $1, or I believe the minimum is $1, even if you have $1, that means you appreciate what we do. So again, our email is leadership@teachingsofma'at.org. And if you want to get in contact with the great Saba, his is at mysticaltelevision@gmail.com. It's mysticaltelevision@gmail.com. We look forward to all your support. Now, we always like to shout out, spread that love around for our membership. So the active members right now are Sadeeki Asani, Oba Allah. Sadeeki Asani, Oba Allah. The great brother is in the chat, usually defending and supporting. We also got the Angie Martinez. She is also an active member. Shout out to both of you. And thank you for your help that you're doing for us behind the scenes. You know how you're contributing, and we really appreciate you. Now, our non-active members is a first couple of the Teachings of Maat membership. It is the new Ka and Antu, and their names are going to be not mentioned, but they're going to be significant to the teaching that I'm giving tonight, the new Ka and Antu. And I just want to say that these are not active members, but they're actually stepping up for me in the background and offering their help without me saying a word to them. So I appreciate it. Sandra Carey, shout out to you. And Big Vapes, shout out to you. Here's the Teachers of Maat supporters. We have the consistent Nito Campbell, who I just want to give you a special shout out and special greetings of Hotep, my brother. You are something very special. You are an example of consistency. And you not only do it with us, you do it with our great Saba as well, week after week. And now it's starting to go on to after years. So we appreciate you, my brother. Keep up that great energy. And we appreciate you just as you appreciate us. We have Artistman Hawkins. We have True Seeker 22. We have the Great E Manifesto. We have Shannon Southard. We have Begin Leisure. And we have Teddy Patty. Teddy Patty. Great name. And shout out to all of our supporters. And once again, we do take dollars. Okay, let me see if there's anything else. I think that's it for now. Okay, Scribe, I'm going to use the bathroom real quick for a couple minutes. I'll be right back.
All right, peace everyone. Hotep. Yeah, so make sure that you have the website locked into your browser and that you're visiting that. Make sure, as I said, that you create an account and you gain access to the member-only access and start taking advantage of those great teachings. Peace and love to everyone in the chat. Let's see who's Squano trending. Nito, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. I appreciate you as well. Rebel Minded, the great brother Sadeeki. Peace and love to you. Shannon Southfield, of course, the great sister. Let's see, Nana Amun is Nana Amun. Are you Teddy Patty on PayPal? Can you confirm that for me? I'm not sure if that's you or not. Peace to the great Cash Peden, the great brother. Peace and love to you. Big Vapes. Minku Arab Member Maat. Peace to you, great brother. How are you doing? How is that new energy frequency correlating in your life, my brother? I look forward to hear some great stories from you. Yes, sir. Peace and love to Jody. All right, peace and love. Shout out to the sisters and the brothers in the chat. All right.
All right, my brother, let's get it started. If you have the Melanin Dark Consciousness book, you can follow along. If not, I'm going to put it on the screen now. This is our great Saba's second book. And we're going to get into it. And I really like this book because it goes even deeper than Stepping Out of the Matrix book. If you haven't picked that big book up yet, you can go over to our website and pick it up there. You can download it there. Okay, so let's get into it. So the scribe last week left off with the melanin being liquid light. So I'm going to start off here. So it says, it recreates its existence and purpose every time a child is born in the world. Let me make plain the essence of man was known as his or her ku, meaning light, and was associated with his breath as well. Let me see if I can blow this up, bro. Oh, I can't. Alright, never mind. Purim Haru, Book of the Dead.
Great Ahati.
Yes.
there's the plus button right there. If you need to zoom in, you can hit that plus button.
No, I wanna enlarge. How do I
The entire
enlarge?
thing.
Yeah, can I do that?
I don't know if you can do it from that section. Mm-mm.
Okay, it's okay.
All right.
Thank you, brother. So the Purim Haru, the Book of the Dead, Plate 26, Chapter 78, page 161, Wallace Budge. I know Ku is his breath in my body. The first letter in the word Ku is the emblem of the sun. It is associated with breath, is when your breath in you in oxygen, and the oxygen ignites with the acids of the red blood cells and produces carbon dioxide, a form of light fire necessary to keep the body alive. Let's get back to the word Ku and look at its different usages within the ancient texts. Plate 17, chapter 89, page 113. He has carried away from me. He has carried away from me my soul intelligence. Now the word in the Medu Neter used for intelligence here is Ku. Now let us look at plate 18, chapter 74, page 118. I come forth from the heavens. I sit down beside the divine spirit. The word Ku is also a conscious spirit. Now we have chapter 30, plate 16, page 101. Being laid in the earth, he is not dead. He is a glorious being. Glorious being that is conscious after the physical body is buried is called Ku. Ku is used here as a light consciousness, intelligence that exists independent of the physical body. The only thing left to establish is which came first, the Khat, which is the physical body, or the Ku, the light body. It is apparent that the light body has an independence of its own, and in the next verse found within the Purim Haru will make it very clear which one preceded the other. And before I read this, everybody that's watching, I would like you to focus in on this because this will be the main topic of what I'll speak on during the breakdown. Purim Haru, plate 24, verse 14. Judged is he by the ancestors of Ra. Judged is he by the ancestors of light. Ku surrounded by the heavens among the mighty ones. Ra is the father of the Netiru, yet here it mentions the ancestors of Ra and associates them with the term ancestors of light, Ku, surrounded by heaven among the mighty ones. Our ancient Kemetic ancestors understood very well that life began in an etheric light stage, that these light beings were the originators in intellect, started in light form that manifested here on earth as solid light called melanin today. The physical manifestation of light attracting its like according to universal law in order to use its self-sustaining, self-repairing qualities to keep this decaying mortal body alive long enough to accomplish this experience on earth. The Shabaka stone, the last testament, dictation to Ptah and Kemet records this. These are the sources he uses. Here's the Shabaka stone. The Shabaka stone. He gave birth to the gods. He made the towns. He established the gnomes. He placed the gods in their shrines. He settled their offerings. He established their shrines. He made their bodies according to their wishes. Let me read that again. He made their bodies according to their wishes. That's how powerful your mind is. Thus the gods entered into their bodies. Of every wood, every stone, every clay, everything that grows upon him, in which they came to be. Thus were gathered to him all the gods in their cause, content, united with the Lord of the two lands. Here's Brother Shabaka. Brother Shabaka, the God, the Netter, from 721 to 707 BC. This is from homestead.com. The Shabaka stone makes it very clear that the sound tone in utterance existed as a precursor to the physical realm. That tone and vibration brought forth existence in the light consciousness, had the desire to choose. There was choice, even in that realm. The physical bodies that they utilize here on earth. The symbol of divine utterance is, of course, the mouth symbol. To this website, if you go to this website, it translated the letters into their Medu-Netter equivalent. The word for mouth is the same word in letter as Ra. Try it out, type in R. It was this concept of divine sound octave becoming physical that was plagiarized or stolen to become the first sentence within the book of John of the New Testament. John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John 1:2. The same was in the beginning with God. John 1:3. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. John 1:4. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. John 1:5. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehendeth not. This is from the pyramidofTruth.com. Line 53-54. Heart took shape in the form of a tomb. Tongue took shape in the form of a tomb. It is Ptah, the very great, who has given life to all the gods and their cause, through this heart and through this tongue, from which Haru had came forth as Ptah, from which Tehuti had come forth as Ptah. Line 56. Sight, hearing, breathing, they report to the heart, and it makes every understanding come forth. As to the tongue, it repeats what the heart has devised. Thus all the gods were born, and his Enad was completed. For every word of the God came about through what the heart devised and the tongue commanded. In the evolution of Khepera, we also see the tone or word manifest. This is from sacredtext.com. I have done my will in everything in this earth. I have spread myself abroad therein, and I have made strong my hand. I was one by myself, for they, therefore the gods, had not been brought forth, and I had emitted from myself neither Shu nor Tefnut. I brought my own name into my mouth as a word of power, and I forthwith came into being under the form of things which are, and under the form of Khepera. All this is Kemetic wisdom, relaying that the origin of consciousness existed in light and tone, which we have gone over, are the same thing. Everything is a vibration, as Tehuti taught over 5,000 years ago. This is the function of nature, itself a conscious function. Let's look at the word nature itself. This is from the etymon.line.com. Nature. It's from 1300s. Essential qualities, innate disposition. Also creative power in the material world. From nature. From natra, course of things, natural character, the universe. Birth. From nautis, born, to be born. From the Proto-Indo-European, which means before the European language. It is gene, to give birth, beget, see genius. Original sense is in human nature, meaning inherent, dominating power or impulse. If a person or thing is from 1386, contrasted with art since 1704, nature and nurture have been contrasted contrasted since 1874. This word comes from the word neter, who are the physical melanin manifestations of light consciousness on Earth. If we look back at the word nature, we see that it's tied into the word birth. Birth is related to the number 9 and 3. Look at the word neter and you will see it resembles 3 nines. So here's the word neter, which I'm circling with this mouse here. And you can see that the 3 axes resemble 3 nines. 9 and 3 are directly related to birth through 3 periods within the womb, which equal 9 months, called gestation periods. Human pregnancy is divided into 3 trimesters, each 3 months long. The 3rd trimester begins at about 28 weeks. The 23rd week is the first week when a preterm fetus is considered viable. Before this age, major developmental events that would allow the fetus to survive outside the womb have not yet occurred. This division is somewhat arbitrary, as children born before this point have survived, but only with significant medical assistance. Thus, the concept of nature relating to birth and the number 9 is an ancient Kemetic one. Nature reenacts itself continually through what people call microcosms. A microcosm is a smaller rendition of what takes place with larger physical forms of nature, constantly repeating itself. Think about the Mandelbrot fractal. One example is the atom, composed of a nucleus, proton, and electron. An atom. This microcosm repeats itself within our own solar system. This is the word cloud from Wikipedia. You can see the inner solar system here. You can see the outer solar system here. Here's the inner extent of the Oort cloud. And here's the orbit of Cydonia. The sun being the nuclei, which is also the ancient symbol, or Ra, who is also correlated to the sun. We're going to get into that very, very, very briefly tonight. The circle dot, circumpunct, or circle with a point at its center. It is an ancient symbol. It can symbolize the sun, the Ra, the sun a day. And here's the symbol. It looks like the Target store symbol now. It's in a lot of things now. It's all around you. But we're going to get into that a little very briefly tonight. I'm going to end here. Yep, I'm going to end here. And we'll get into tonight's lesson. Okay. How am I doing, Arcad? Am I still up?
Yeah, you're doing great, brother.
Okay.
Screen sharing.
Thank you. Let me get out of here real quick. Okay, let's do this. So I'm going to focus. Tehuti's books, you could take lines, just a couple lines from his book, and create lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of shows out of it. I'm just going to focus on one particular line that I recommend others go research themselves, from the Purim Haru. And hopefully by the end of this, I have been able to help you build a connection with not only the Natiru, the Netter, the goddesses and the gods, but build a better connection with yourself and with a way out of this matrix, not only mentally, but physically, so the fear is removed. So I'm going to talk about tonight. Let me hide this. I'm going to talk about tonight. Tonight's topic is anew in the monad. Anew in the monad. Stolen stories. This this is dedicated to Arcat, because if you listen to Arcat closely, he's always saying everything is a lie. Everything is a lie, and he's exactly correct. It's actually shocking when you dig deep into our literature and even other ancient Black culture literatures, and you dig into their tablets and information, and you find out that literally when people say, oh, we're living in the matrix, we're living in a lie, it is the absolute truth, and I'm going to show you why now. So again, the topic is Anu in the Monads, Stone Stories. So this is part 1. Anu is the 8-pointed star in the Anunnaki connection to Kemet, the ancestors of Ra. So, what is the significance of the 8-pointed star? What is the significance of the 8-pointed star? So this is from the Stela of Shamashi Adad the 5th from the British Museum. And he ruled between 824 to 811 BC. Excuse me. He was named after the god Adad. So this is the great Anunnaki brother Shamashi. And if you see within his vision, within the sight of his vision, of his eye, of his perception, you see an 8-pointed star right here. And we're going to get to what that star is soon. But you can see 8 points on it clearly. That is the original 8-pointed star. I didn't have time to do it here because it would have been way too long. But you can Google 8-pointed star and you can see how many different cultures after ours have hijacked this symbol and created even religions out of it. So I'm going to reference Melanin Dark Consciousness again from the bottom of page 17 from what I just read out of Great Saba's book, Melanin Dark Consciousness. It says, Judges, let me get the pointer going here. It says, Judges is he by the ancestors of Ra. Judged is he by the ancestors of light. The Ku surrounded by the heavens among the mighty ones. So once again, this is great brother Shamashi looking at this 8-pointed star. So the king and queen of heaven's 8-pointed star. The king and queen of heaven's 8-pointed star. Again, it's right here. And this is of Ishtar, what's being called Ishtar now, and Inanna. And you're going to find out these are one and the same. One is just plagiarized. One is just plagiarized. So this is Inanna on the Kudaruru of Melchizedek II. This is 12th century BC, 1186 to 1172 BC. And once again, up here to the top left, where the pointer is circulating, you can see clearly 8 points of a star. Here's a close-up here on the right. Star of Inanna, which they're now calling Ishtar, because this is how the Tamahu works. They take one culture, they conquer that culture. As they say, conquer just means to win. They win in a battle and take over that culture, and they start chopping or cutting off or breaking up the culture into little itty bitty pieces. So thousands upon thousands of years later, we have to go and sift through a lot of research just to find out that a lot of these names like Ishtar and Inanna are the same great goddess. So this is the star of Inanna. When you go into the Emigur, the language of the Sa'iga, or now being called Sumerians, her name is Eanna. Eanna, that is one spelling. I'm also going to show you another. It means house of heavens. House of heavens. And if you notice, she holds the same symbol down here at the bottom towards the center of the screen. She holds the same symbol as her mate, as her father, On. And here's his symbol blown up here. So what Saba has taught all of us is we don't just get up here spouting rhetoric like a lot of these other conscious sites and channels. We always want to show and prove. We always want to show you evidence. So here we go. This is one of many poems from the Sadeeki, or now being called the Sumerians. And it is the Sumerian poem of Inanna and Eba. Inanna and Eba. You can find this at the ETCSL project, Faculty of Oriental Studies, University of Oxford. So I'm just going to read the highlighted part for time purposes. So this is 1 through 6. It says, Goddess of the fearsome divine powers, clad in terror, riding on the great divine powers, Inanna, made perfect by the holy Ankar, weapon drenched in blood, rushing around in great battles, with shield resting on the ground, covered in the storm and flood, great lady Inanna, knowing well how to plan conflicts, you destroy mighty lands with arrow and strength and overpower lands. This goddess sounds very familiar, doesn't she? She's rushing around, chopping heads off with her weapon, drenched in blood. Who does that sound like? That sounds like a similar goddess to one that resides in Kemet. We'll get to that a little bit later. Lines 10 through 22 says, My lady, on your acquiring the stature of heaven, maiden Inanna, on your becoming as magnificent as the earth, on your coming forth like Utu, the king, and stretching your arms wide, on your walking in heaven and wearing fearsome terror, on your wearing daylight and brilliance on earth. I'm wearing daylight and brilliance on earth. So it's a goddess walking around bringing light to the earth. Inanna is said to come forth like Utu. Utu means light and wears daylight. She was a female goddess that walked around bringing light to the world, but also a warrior who would also defend the light at the same time, or defend what she was taught. Continuing on, lines 59 through 61 says, At dusk she came forth regally and stood in the street at the gate of wonder. She made an offering to On. On is short for Anu. She made an offering to On and addressed a prayer to him. On in delight at Inanna stepped forward and took his place. So in order to step forward, you have to have an Achilles heel. You have to have soleus minor, which is your calf, part of your calf muscle. So he's literally stepping on feet. He filled the seat of honor of heaven. Inanna announced, On, my father, I greet you. Lend your ear to my words. On has made me terrifying throughout heaven. Owing to you, my word has no rival in heaven or on earth. At the limits of heaven are the SCRIIIBE weapon and the anti-ball and the Masium emblems. So Inanna speaks to the light, which is her father Anu, and it is her physical father, because how are you speaking to somebody when they have to walk, when they have to step forward and take his place? So Tom Who comes in and says, well, these are myths. These are fake. And then when you do the etymology on the word myth, you see it just means a story. It doesn't mean it's fake or not. So to the ancient, quote-unquote, blacks, they believe that An and Anu were physical. Sound familiar to Kemet? What other goddesses and gods are physical? Okay. So this 8-pointed star predates all your major religions by thousands of years. So if you choose to Google this later on, 8-pointed stars, and you see the religions that are using the 8-pointed star as their emblem, This one predates all of them by thousands of years. And as you can see, the main symbol that's translated into the English word on or new has 8 points. Coincidence? If you look to the top left here where the yellow arrow extended from, it says the detail of geometric tiled fountain, Moroccan pavilion in Putra Jaja Botanica Garden. So this is in the country of Morocco. And pay attention to this symbol because I'm gonna be showing that later on. A 5-pointed star that's been vilified as a pentagram, a satanic star. The US government estimates the total population at 36 million people mid-year 2021. More than 99% of the population is Muslim. More than 99% of Morocco, which is now being called Africa, North Africa, is 99% Muslim. It means they practice Islam. And this isn't just the only picture. There's many in their mosques. It's not just in the botanical gardens. It's in the mosque too. You will find an 8-pointed star. Why? Why is that? So let me show you more evidence to find out why. I got to give credit to Saba. He put me on to Peter Hogan. If you're into researching the Kiingi or the Sagiga or the Anunnaki, then I highly recommend Peter Hogan. And this is his Sumerian cuneiform English dictionary. It's a great asset for a researcher. And it actually put me on to other Sumerian researchers that we're going to get into later on as well. So let's hear what Peter Hogan had to say. And this is a Tamahu. I'm just going to remind you, and I'll remind you again. This is a Tamahu with his daughter Tara. This is from his book, the Sumerian Cuneiform Dictionary. When we look up on, it says sky god, goddess. See that? It says sky god, goddess. It equals heaven. Equals heaven. It means a star, to shine, radiate, light. It means a star to shine, radiate light. And again, here's the symbol for on. Now, this is from the same dictionary, page 71. Remember, Peter Hogan is a Tamahu. He's a Tamahu, okay? So Peter Hogan points out that the Sagiga, or the Sumerians, and Inanna was obviously a black woman. This is coming from a Tamahu. Why is this important? Because if this is true, then the original mindset was female energy of heaven and earth. So the original mindset, female energy of heaven and earth, can still create her again as the greatest weapon, lightsaber. Some of you remember the lightsaber, or the Kapesh, to destroy the matrix and bring true freedom back to our children. So Peter Hogan says that Inanna was a black woman. Why is this important? Because if this is true, then the original mindset of heaven and earth, which is feminine energy, can still create her again as the greatest weapon to destroy the matrix and bring true freedom back to our children. Because remember, the woman's creating the male warriors that fight for her. So this is the excerpt from his book, 71. It says, when we start going deeper than such misleading translations, it becomes very revealing. It's not just that to the Chargan of some, or Chargan, that the Sumerians keep referring to themselves as black. There's a sign in particular that clearly tells us that the very first professors, scholars, experts, master craftsmen, the ones who could write and teach, were black. This is Inanna's black braided hair from 7,400 BC. And it also is the word me. Me also can be translated as gi or gi, such as in Sagiga. Gi. Gi is also me, and it equals black. See that? It equals black. So this is her black braided hair, which what's the word? Inspired the Sagiga to create The emigur, the cuneiform word, black, came from a black woman's hair. So, not just the Sumerians calling themselves black, the first professors are black. So the first teachers, this Tamahu, Peter Hogan is claiming, is black. And he says the gods are black too. So I highly recommend his book. It's called The Sumerian Cuneiform Dictionary by Peter Hogan. He even names his daughter Sagiga name too. Okay, so first let me show you an etymology here. And the etymology for mistress just means a female teacher. And I don't know how many of you knew that before. You might have known it because Saba has taught on this before, but I mean, all through the media, all through our era, what's called the quote-unquote modern era, a mistress, he as a mistress was always looked at as something negative or derogatory, but it just means a female teacher. This is why the Etymology Online Dictionary is so important. It's such an asset as a tool. Okay, so who is the mistress of heaven? Who is the mistress of heaven? So this cylinder here that you're looking at is an ancient Akkadian cylinder seal depicting the goddess Inanna resting her foot on the back of a lion while Nish-Urber, who by the way is a female scribe. So in Sumeria they had female scribes, just like in Kemet. So this is the great female scribe, Nish-Urber, next to Inanna, the warrior, the goddess warrior, standing with one foot on a lion, similar to Heru, Bahutet, stands in front of her, paying obsequiousness. And this is from 2334 to 2154 BC. Now, like I referenced Peter Hogan before, Peter Hogan, in being interested, got me more interested, learning more into the Sagiga culture, the Sumerian culture, that I went and started researching from other people that created lexicons and dictionaries. This is one I'm referencing. You can find his work also free online. His name is John Allen Halloran, and this is a Sumerian dictionary. And as you can see, Nin means mistress. Nin means mistress. Okay, I have it in red here. And An means heaven. So Inanna, or Ninanna, because she's also in some stories referenced as the daughter of Nana. Okay, that's where Inanna comes from. That in some Sumerian stories. So Ninanna means mistress of heaven. Mistress of heaven in English terms. And as you can see, I have the glyphs here, the cuneiform here for Nin. And then I have the symbol for An, because she's created from An. She's the female energy that's created from the light of An. So the fertility warrior goddess who houses heaven, aka the vagina, in the Medu Neter called Shet. So the Medu Neter word for Shet is called vagina. The Ku, the light energy, not only surrounds the universe, but also the Shet, the womb of our females. When opened by the Ka Neket, or the regenerated power of the male erection, there is a literal spark born. There's a literal spark. Just like if you run your foot across a rug and then hit the light switch, you get the spark. Just like inside of your car, it's a spark plug. There's a literal spark. There is a spark at our birth, a literal spark. So ask our mighty Saba if you like to learn more about that, about the literal spark that happens at your birth. So you are literally light. Okay. This is Astarte. Astarte, the plagiarized version of Inanna. So we have more names. First we have Ishtar, now we have Astarte. And they're breaking them up. The Tamahu is breaking these names up and creating new cultures out of these names for the same original Nin-ana or Inanna. It's the same energy. Well, let me correct that. It's not the same energy. The energy is definitely turned negative by this point, but they're grabbing it from the original energy from the Sadeeki people or the Sumerian people. So now let's dive deeper into Ashtaroth. Ashtaroth? Who is Ashtaroth? You can see here they have the Emigur or they have the cuneiform. So Ashtaroth is Ishtar, Astarte, an Asiatic goddess of war in the chase, whom the Egyptians identified with Isis. So Ishtar, Astarte, Ashtaroth, the people who followed Ma'at, the people of Kemet, identified her with Auset or Isis. So if you see in Ashtaroth, you see the root ash. Well, what is ash? Ash means a vase, a vessel, a pot. A vase, a vessel, a pot. The ashi is a cauldron. So what is a cauldron? You go back to the etymology, we find out that a cauldron is a kettle. It's a cooking pot. See? The ash is a pot. The ashi is a cauldron, which is a cooking pot. It's something that keeps things warm and hot, from the Proto-European root kel, to keep warm. Similar to the vagina, it keeps things warm and hot. And I didn't put it here, but if you go to my book, if you make a book purchase, you'll find in my book that I go over why our females were known as vessels. Vessels. And it'll go much deeper into that. So again, let's go into the scribe's words, because I don't want to just use mine. So this is out of the Legends of the Gods. This is the legend. And if you're just listening, it's Legends of the Egyptian Gods by E.A. Walls Fudge. It's Legends of the Egyptian Gods, E.A. Walls Fudge, another book I highly recommend. The Legend of Haru-Bahutep, page 59. And it's going to talk about Ashtaroth. I don't know if some of you that have read this book from cover to cover already, besides me and Saba, have seen this before. It's on page 59. And I'm just going to read line 4. Sorry I can't zoom in, so I'll just read it out loud. I'm going to read line 4. It says, and Haru-Bahutep said, and I quote, advance, O Ra, and look thou upon thy enemies who are lying under thee on this land. End quote. Thereupon the majesty of Ra, very important, listen to this. It says, thereupon the majesty of Ra set out on the way, and the goddess Ashtaroth was with him, and he saw the enemies overthrown on the ground, each one of them being fettered. So wait a second. So the majesty of Ra set out on the way, and the goddess Ashtaroth was with him. Isn't that a Sadeeki goddess? Wait a second. Who is Ashtaroth? So here's a close-up of the glyphs, and as you can see, where the arrows are pointing, we have the name Ashtaroth here. You see that? And what's interesting in here is you always see Ra present. Ra is with her. The light is with Ashtaroth. We know Ashtaroth is not Ishtar, it's not Astarte, it's Inanna. So the light is always with Inanna, and we know that in Kemet, the great light was Ra. The great light was Ra. Okay. Let's break it down. The sexual goddesses connect us to the stars. Again, I can't zoom in, but hopefully you can see this well. So I'm going to start off from the left and go to the right. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start here. This is from my book. It's on page 96, and it's dealing with the belly of heaven, what's called the belly of heaven, which is called the Khat. And one of the meanings of the Khat, and if you notice, you'll see a correlation with Khat, you'll see the Ka. And that's the great thing about the Meta Netter. You'll always find the root or origins of things. That's why us here at the Teachers of Ma'at organizations, we are always coming with the original or origin of our ancestors' teachings. We do not care about conjecture or one's opinion. We always want to go deeper so we are never lied to again. So here's the Khat. Within the Khat is the Ka. The Ka translates to light, right? Because we see the sun rays from Ra here. So one of the meanings for the Khat is dealing with the belly of heaven. The belly of heaven. A part of the sky very full of stars. The part of a sky very full of stars. And this image here is what is called the womb. It's called other things too, but it's also called the womb, or the belly glyph, okay? Of the body, the issue of children. It's also the body in the company of the gods. And if you notice, you see the ba bird here, or you see the bird of Tehuti, Tehuti's bird. The body, the company of gods. So the Khat is the belly of heaven. The Khat is also the houses of the stars. It's also the houses of the stars. It's a wet mass, because yes, a fire does come from water in space. Fire does come from water, even in the womb. So the houses of the stars is the Khat, and it also means the house of 8. The house of 8. See that? So let's get into the Sek. So the Sakat Pet, there's that word Ka again, the Sakat Pet. It's the name of a star, a part of the sky near Orion. And now we begin to see glyphs with stars in them, and they're always 5-pointed stars now. The name of a star or part of the sky near Orion, the Sakaut. The Sakaut is a cow goddess. Remember the belly of heaven. The Sakaut is a star near Orion, and it's also a cow goddess. The Sakait Haru is a cow goddess in a form of Isis. Now it's a form of Osset. The Sakait Haru is also now a form of Osset. So we have the Saket, which is a star near Orion. It's a cow goddess and it's a form of Osset. Now we come over here to the Sek, which is the root of the Sekaut, or the Seket. And here we have to stretch out the sky. And Nut is a perfect representation. She is a perfect representation of the Sek, because you can see she represents also the Khat, or the belly of heaven. See that? That is her belly. That is the light traveling through it to get to planet Earth to produce you. The Sek also means to hold and grasp. In order for females to receive the light, they need to hold and grasp onto us. Specifically, the vagina needs to hold and grasp onto the penis. That's why if you notice, prior to her orgasm, she grabs onto you very tight. The Seka means to remember, to think out, to commemorate. This is the connection, which I'll bring up now, to Ashtaroth in Sekhet or Sekhmet. I highly recommend to join Saba Tehuti's Medu Netter class, because he teaches on that. He teaches a little bit here on it, but he teaches a lot on it there. And you can send him an email at mysticaltelevision@gmail.com. It's mysticaltelevision@gmail.com. And he will be very happy to teach you all about Saket and Sekhmet, which are the same goddess, and that it means memory. It means memory. So now you see there's a link to Aset in Nut, meaning memory too, because we're dealing with energy here. We're always dealing with energy. We're always dealing with light energy, which is feminine energy, the original feminine energy. Okay, so the Sekab, we go on to the Sekab, means to lick up, to swallow, to chew up, to swallow again, just like in the original story of in the same book of Legends of the Egyptian Gods by E. Walsh Buzz, you will find a story about Isis and Osiris, and it deals with Osset swallowing up Osiris's penis, swallowing his penis, because that's what women do. They swallow us up so that we can produce that spark, that energy that could travel from us into them so that they can produce the light here and continue on the mindset that all of us have right at this moment. So that is one way the sexual goddesses connect us to the stars. We're dealing with Kemet, so obviously there's many ways. The Saba connection. The Saba connection. So the Sabit. Oh, before I start, let me go over this again. So again, I'm just strictly focusing on the Purim Haru, plate 24, verse 14. This is from Melanin Dark Consciousness. Judges is he by the ancestors of Ra. Judged is he by the ancestors of light. So we go over here to the top left, and it says Sabit and Saba. Now, if you're new to the show, or you're new to this channel, and you never heard the word Saba before, Saba means star. Sometimes it's spelled Seba. And it also means teacher and student. Okay? So there's always a reciprocal relationship going on at all times. These are just variations of the Saba. This is a Sabit. And the Sabit is the star goddess Solstice. And we're going to get to her meta-netter name soon and break that. The star goddess Solstice, regent of the 11th hour of the night. So she's a star goddess. The Sabit is a star goddess named Solstice. The Saba Techa is the planet Venus. The Saba Techa is the planet Venus. So as an added bonus, remember in an earlier slide, I mentioned the woman's ultimate weapon was her light sword, which is the intelligent warrior she births that can defend her when they were made physical here on Earth. Where Star Wars got its famous lightsaber from. So once again, Star Wars stole the original lightsaber or light sword or light energy, because here's the meta-netter word, Saba. As you can see, we have the left facing foot. We're going to get into that, not deeply, but it's going to pertain to what I'm going to share next, because the East does mean a lot to you goddesses out there. And here's the sword, here's the Kapesh sword, the Saba. Okay. So the Saba Techa, the Venus, Inanna, see the connection now. This is from Morningstar article. This is from What is a Morningstar article from space.com. It's a picture of Venus. This is Venus here. I'm circling it with the pointer. This is Venus. It says a morning star, Venus, rises near the crescent moon above Cerro Paranal in Chile. Originally, the terms morning star and evening star applied only to the brightest planet of all, Venus. It is far more dazzling than any of the actual stars in the sky and does not appear to twinkle. Instead, it glows with a steady silvery light. The fact that Venus was a wandering star soon became obvious to ancient sky watchers. So Venus was a star that moved across the sky, who noticed it shifting back and forth from the early hours of the eastern morning sky to the western sky in the early evening. Now let's find out what the Medu word for Venus is. I only showed you a couple. Actually I only showed you one, and see if we can connect it to not only Inanna, but to the vibration of a healthy mind, the place where the Netiru dwell as light beings. So again, the Sabah Tacha is the planet Venus. The Sabah Tacha. The Tachat means sound, firm, well, healthy. Remember, the root is Tacha. And the Tacha is also, this glyph here symbolizes fire rising. The Tacha'u'ib. The Tacha'u'ib is a sound heart. So when your heart is healthy, well, firm means Ma'at is resonating within you, because firm is one of the attributes of Ma'at. You have a Tacha'u'ib, a sound heart. We're not done yet with the beautiful meaning of Tacha. The Tacha Bennu Asar was the traveling Bennu of Osiris, a title of the star Venus. We just read how Venus travels from east to west. The Tacha Bennu Asar, the traveling Bennu of Osiris, a title of the star Venus. See that? And again, another feature of the bird of Tehuti, or the light bird. The Bennu was the phoenix. Not the phoenix. The Bennu is now being called the phoenix. It originally was called the Bennu bird. So again, the Per M Haru plate 24, verse 14, judges is he by the ancestors of Ra. Judged is he by the ancestors of light. And if you notice, the glyph here is a glyph of the boat. The boat of one of the many boats that Ra travels on. And if you notice here, we have the left facing foot again. The left facing foot. The boat is traveling, right? In front of the left facing foot. Which direction is it going? It's going east. So where do these judges reside? Where do the judges of the ancestors of Ra, where do they reside? The Tachat Tuat, the Tachat Tuat, the council of the other world, the judges in the Tuat. And again, we have the 5-pointed star represented here. So these judges reside in the Tuat, which is composed of light energy, or what's being called the quantum realm, the subatomic realm. Our ancestors called it Lightland. Very important to remember. Okay, so but first, let's look at what a top Assyriologist researched from the Anunnaki scribe. Hold on a second. First, let's look at what a top Assyriologist researched. Okay, so him here, Samuel Noah Kramer, researched the Anunnaki scribes. Who was Samuel Noah Kramer? And I just want to put in something here. I always judge the message, not the messenger. I don't care what background you're from, because you'll notice when I say it here. Samuel Noah Kramer. He was born in 1897 and died in 1990. If you can't tell by his name, was one of the world's leading Assyriologists and an expert in Sumerian history and Sumerian language, and his family was Jewish. So I'm going to read a very, very small section from the Descent of Inanna, just to show you that this stuff that I'm giving you tonight is not just coming off of Wikipedia or from somebody I watched on another conscious channel and I liked what they had to say, so I decided to write it down and use it as my own. This is going to come out of Inanna, the book, Queen of Heaven and Earth, Her Stories and Hymns from Sumer. So let me see if I can get this page here. I'm going to try to pull it up here. It was freezing earlier, so I do apologize ahead of time if it doesn't work. It's taking longer than usual. Hold on a second. I do have a backup plan if I can't, if it freezes. They don't actually have this where you can get it on PDF. I had to literally create a way to, I had to basically unsecure it, and I'll just leave it at that. So you can't actually find this online in PDF form. I haven't been able to find it. So I literally had to do something to unlock what the website was locked. Okay, so this is Descent of Inanna. It's from the great above to the great below. And we're just going to read from page 54 to, I believe it's 55. Just the highlighted part. Real short. And I just given this to you to connect some dots between Auset, or what's being called Isis now, and the left facing foot, or the east facing foot, and Inanna, and how Inanna connects to these goddesses out of Kemet. So so to just give you a very quick backdrop, she's talking to a god. She's trying to get into one of the gates. There's many gates and portals in the realm that they were existing in what's called quote unquote heaven. And she's trying to get into one of them, and she's explaining to the god who she is. So here it goes. It says Inanna continued on her way to what the Talmud calls the underworld. This is just the Potamic realm, or what the people of the Nile Valley called Lightland. Then she stopped and said, "Go now, Nishabur. Do not forget the words I've commanded you." When Inanna arrived at the outer gates of the underworld, she knocked loudly. She cried out in a fierce voice, "Open the door, gatekeeper. Open the door, Neti. I alone would enter." Neti, the chief gatekeeper of the core, asked, "Who are you? Who are you?" She answered, "I am Inanna, Queen of Heaven, on my way to the east." I'm going to read that again. She answered, "I am Inanna, Queen of Heaven, on my way to the east." Neti said, "If you are truly Inanna, Queen of Heaven, on your way to the east, why has your heart led you on the road from which no traveler returns?" So it's very interesting here that Neti asks her about her heart, because to our ancestors, the heart had a similarity to our thoughts. The heart-mind connection, you probably heard of that phrase before. So Neti is asking her, why does she allow her thoughts to lead her to a section of this realm where you can't return from? Now, it doesn't say you can't return physically, so I can't speculate and say that's what it means. So I'm just gonna let you know that it's not on Earth. They're not talking about Earth here. And the gatekeeper is letting her know in this realm that wherever she wants to return to, at this point, she can't return back. So there was a point where Inanna was on Earth physically. So again, I'm just it's just a speculation. I don't know for sure if that's what's going on here, but it would be interesting to find out if anybody wants to look into that. Please let me know. Okay, So that was just to show you that there's a connection with Inanna too to the east, just like there is to the goddess Osset. So again, the Sabit is the star goddess solstice. So the sept, so the name for what's being called, you might, when you go to Wikipedia, you'll see Sodet, or I believe it's spelled S-O-D-P-E-T, Sodpet, and solstice. But the Medunetta word for this form of Osset was sept. So this is the sept connection. The septite is a woman or goddess with a child. The septit is the rising. Oh, let me put my pointer on. The septit is the dog star. Many of you have heard of this. The dog star, the rising of solstice. Saba talked about this just in the last class with the Hegagalic. I can't say that word. The Hegalic. You should know what I'm talking about. Just try to listen to what I'm saying. The Hegalic or Hegalic. I can't say the word. Rising. Hegagalo rising. Which marked the beginning of the Egyptian year. So there's a lot of connections going on just in this. So we know that Set is the goddess solstice, what's being called the goddess solstice, which was a star goddess. It also meant a woman with a child when she was in her physical form. We come down here, and in the Medu she's known as the dog star, or it's not said here, but it's also a name for Cyrus. It's being called Cyrus now, and the rising of Cyrus, which marked the beginning of the Egyptian year, which was the flooding of the Nile, or the inundation. The septi, which is interesting, I decided to throw it in here at last minute, means the two lips. This is the glyph for lips. Lips with ejaculating fluids. Just like when a woman, her water breaks, and then the lips here, and then we have again the bob bird representing light. So the septi is also related to the two lips. And here's the connection. Osset comes from ast, which means throne. Here's the throne glyph here. The ast septit means, they're calling it Isis, but it's Osset plus sept, which is Isis, which is Osset, who's represented by the 5-pointed star. See that? So part 2 is the Akiru, ancestors of light. Okay, a little quick history real fast. When I first started uploading these podcasts, they were called Thursday Evening Podcasts with Ahati, and I started getting striked. So a lot of my stuff is banned there. So before I got banned, I had this poster here. I created this picture here, and I created it from this symbol here. We're going to get into this symbol here, the double facing line. Some of them, if you Google this, sometimes it says it means the horizon, which it does. It deals with light, but we're going to take it deeper. Okay? So this was on my past podcast. This is my backdrop. I also created this backdrop here too. You see it sometimes. So let's go down to the bottom corner, and we always go back to the root. And the root of Akiru is Ak. Again, join the Medu class on Mondays with our great Saba, and he can break this down even more thorough than I can. But the Q, there's always double. The consonants always have double. They're interchangeable. So the Q is a K sound. It's a hard K sound. So whenever you see a Q, it's a hard K sound. So the Ak, this is Ak, which is in the word Akiru. It means righteousness and justice personified. Righteousness and justice personified. The Aket means even-handed justice. Even-handed justice. We were talking about judges, right? From Melanin Dark Consciousness. The Akma'at. The Akma'at means strict justice. Strict justice. The Aket again means even-handed justice. And again, the Purim Haru, plate 24, verse 14. Judged is he by the ancestors of Ra. Judged is he by the ancestors of light. We're now building a connection with this symbol here on the left from circling with the mouse and with the mighty lines here. We'll get into that a little bit more. This is the Nebseni papyrus from the British Museum. Beautiful papyrus. And if any of you own the papyrus, it's called the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the papyrus, the Book of Going Forth by Ani. And it's based off the papyrus of Ani, and one of its translators is Robert Faulkner. Robert Faulkner, I highly recommend it. You will find this. It's going to be called the Theban Recession. It's all the way in the back of that book. It's not in the Wallace C.A. Budge Papyrus of Ani book, the yellow book. It's not in there. All the way in the back. So this is from the Book of the Dead, chapter 4, from sacredtext.com, and it's a septet breakdown. I'm mostly just going to read the highlighted part again for time purposes. So it says the Book of the Dead, the Egyptian title of which T.O.M. Haru has been variously translated, coming forth by day and a manifestation day, is a great body of religious compositions compiled for the use of the dead in the other world. This is from the Papyrus of Nu, the British Museum. The Papyrus of Nu, British Museum, protecting the boat of Ra. And it says, the chapter shall be recited over a bandolet of of the fine linen of kings, upon which it hath been written with Anti, which shall be laid upon the neck of the perfect coup. The perfect coup, remember the coup is your intelligence, your consciousness, your light energy. It is literally the light on the way of the burial. So this is an amulet that's put on your neck on the way to be buried. And if this amulet be laid upon his neck, he shall do everything which he desireth. So everything that you desire now, and at the time of your physical death, you shall do. And to do even like the Natiru, or the gods. And he shall join himself unto the followers of Heru. The followers of Heru, and he shall be established as a star face to face with septet. Let me read that again. And he shall join himself unto the followers of Heru, and he shall be established as a star face to face with septet. So, if you want to learn more about that, just send your questions in to Saba about what does that mean, that I'm going to be a star face to face with Osset and Heru. What does that mean? This is part one of my breakdown of a very small section of the Papyrus of Nebseni from the British Museum. It's called the Seket Hetepet. The Seket Hetepet. And very, very quickly, the Seket Hetepet is they meaning the Egyptologists back in the day cheapened it and called the Field of Reeds. You probably heard of this term, Field of Reeds. That's just to me, it's an insult. It's dealing with the quantum realm, the quantum fields that Rupert Sheldrake calls the morphic fields that generate resonance, that create our frequencies and vibrations that link us not only from light land right now as I'm speaking, that light is traveling from there into a form that my brain receives or recognizes, because my brain is just basically, just think of a radio receiver, and it transmits it right into the light energy, which is being produced through my neurons, which actually literally light up. If you just look into Rupert Sheldrake and morphic resonance, it's very fascinating how all this is connected and how you're literally connected right now to the photonic realm. And the Medunetta word for that was Seket Het. So it says, Set hath taken possession of Haru, who looked with the two eyes upon the building. Round Seket Het, but I have unfettered Haru and taken him from Set. And Set hath opened the ways of the two eyes, which are in heaven. Set hath cast his moisture to the winds upon the soul that has his day or his eye, and who dwelleth in the city of Mert, and he hath delivered the interior of the body of Haru from the gods of the Akert. The Akert is the place where the Akaru dwell, or the Ak dwell. These are the Akert, the gods, the interior of the Akert. It goes on, it says, I am at peace in the divine city, and I know the waters, cities, gnomes, and lakes, which are in the Seket Hetep. I exist therein. I am strong therein. I become a coup therein. So this is literally tens of thousands of years ago known that you do survive after physical death. You continue on as this coup, as this consciousness, as this literal light being in the fields of resonance, in the quantum realm. It says, I'll start here. It says, Ra falls asleep. I shall start right here. It says, make thou me to be at peace. Because the whole thing with the Comedians was to be content and at peace, just like us. May thou me to be at peace. Bind thou up my sinews and muscles, and make me to receive the air. O Un En Em Hetep, thou lady of the winds, I have entered into thee, and I have opened, therefore shown my head. Ra falls asleep, but I am awake. And there is the goddess has asked at the gate of heaven by night. Obstacles have been set before me, but I have gathered together what he hath omitted. I am in my city, O Nut Ert. I have entered into thee, and I have counted my harvest. And I go forward to Uak. I am the bull enveloped in turquoise, the lord of the field of the bull, the lord of the divine speech of the goddess Scepter, Sothis at her hours. Okay. So here's the Ekaru. The Ekaru, you see the same familiar symbol here. This is the Eker symbol. Is a group of earth gods, and we gotta remember this is written during the height of Christianity, and written mostly by men, so they were knee deep in masculine energy. So whenever you see gods in a lot of places, there should be goddesses too. So I'm going to read it that way. It says a group of earth goddesses and gods who are said to be the ancestors of Ra and of the Ak-Abayu gods. The Akaru is a group of earth goddesses. So the Akaru Tepu Akabayu is the ancestor gods who worked the net for catching souls. Again, another great question if you want to ask it. Who are the Natiru who work the net for catching souls? What does that mean? Catching souls? Net for catching souls? So again, we have the symbol. We have the Akar symbol here. We have the womb symbol here. We have the Kat. And the Akuru, or the Akabayu, were the Natiru who worked the net for catching souls. You may be wondering now, why are lions featured? Why are lions featured there? Why? Because the original letter for Ra, one of the other glyphs for Ra was a lion. was a lion. You can look that up in one of Budge's languages books, and it shows not only the symbol of the mouth, but it shows the symbol of the lion. And Saba's talked about this a lot. Also, the lion was called the Mao, or the Mao, or the great cat. The Mao was also the word for mind. The Cam Mao meant the dark mind. There's also another word for what the ancient Egyptians called themselves, the Cam Mao, or the melanated minds. So catching souls. That's how are they catching souls? Well, back to the Ak, the Aket Pet. There's the word Ra You can see his glyph here. You can see the walking legs means something's in motion. You can see the sky glyph here. You can see the advancement, the right angle triangle there. The Aket Pet, again means Ra. The Aket Pet is the name of a celestial ladder. It's the name of a celestial ladder. The light, again, right now, even though we can't see it, is connected to you right now, inside of your brain. That's how you can hear me speaking right now. That's why you can interpret what I'm saying. And it's connected, quote unquote, through this celestial ladder, but it's really just a light energy that is vibrating through you at the moment. But before we end part 2, here's another bonus connection for you. Again, the Ak-Ib, see that? The Ak-Ib is true-hearted and right mind. Those that are in right mind are connected to the ancestors of light, which is the literal light, the photomic realm, known as the Ak-Pet, which you take as a ladder up to the Akaru, which is these beings that reside there. So remember in part 1 when I mentioned our heart connection to the stars? Therefore, Lightland, the Saba Tacha, Venus, the Tacha'u-Ib means sound of heart. See that? The sound of heart. When you have a sound heart, when you have a healthy heart, you are in your right state of mind. And here's a real quick bonus on a physical tip. When you have a healthy diet, you're not eating excess of processed foods. I'm not saying you have to eliminate all processed foods. I said excess of processed foods. That is your main part of your diet. And it's not whole foods and proteins and vegetables and so on and so forth. There's studies out there that, if you want a lesson on that too from Saba, there's studies out there too. It's very interesting from scientists that now, quote unquote, they're realizing, but the ancestors knew about this a long time ago, that your diet, which is connected to your gut microbiome, literally is your second brain, which is also composed of light energy and also controls the heart-mind connection. And the ancestors knew about this. So, remember, you are in control. You are your ancestors. They came to planet Earth as physical beings, created from light and sound vibrations. This is why our frequency attracts exactly what the subconscious, quote unquote, what's being called the subconscious, desires, even if we are unaware. So yes, you can have everything you desire. That is something that, even in my own experience, is true. You can have everything you desire, even the things you think you don't want. I created this to give honor to the Natiru, the Anunnaki, the followers of Ma'at, and those who show reciprocity consistently. However, I also created this to show the world that the first known dark melanated cultures, which are being called erroneously, or today being called blacks, that the first known dark melanated cultures with scribal written records agreed on their similar ancestry. So I want to leave you with this before we end. How is it Kemet and Kiingi, or Sumer, were so similar? And why is it thousands of years later we look similar to them? Peace. One more thing. Once again, another stolen symbol. If you remember, let me see what page it was out of. If you remember out of page 24, it was the circle with a point in it. Here's the original symbol. Here, it's Ra's symbol. It means the sun god. It means day. This is the original. And here's where you can Google on Wikipedia today. The monad, philosophy. The term monad, ancient Greek, is used in some cosmic philosophy, cosmogony, to refer to a most basic or original substance. As originally conceived by the Pythagoreans, right? The monad is the supreme being. Oh, I wonder where they got that from. Divinity or totality of all things. And this symbol, as you know, is the Ra symbol. And it's everywhere around us. And it was stolen from Ra. The end. All right, let me click off that. Okay. Ooh. I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be back, brothers.
Oh, tap my eye. Peace and love. Can y'all brothers hear me? Can you hear me, Scribe? That was a great breakdown, Ahati, as usual, brother. I love it how you went into the true-hearted and right of mind. I love that breakdown, brother. Always inspiring and getting deep. I love how you went into the Anunnaki and connected that with the chat. I love it, brother. Peace and love to everybody in the chat. Peace and love to Not Beefy Productions. Not Beefy Productions, brother. When we put the link in the chat, come on up and dialogue with us, good brother, out there. Shout out to Big Vapes. Shout out to Shannon. Shout out to Rebel Minded. Definitely a great build. Hey, Ahati's build be so deep, brothers. I gotta go back and break it down myself. I gotta go back and at least review it at least another 3 times. I like how he went into the Saket Hatet Pet and to Ashtaroth and the Anunnakis.
Yeah, that was great. Bringing out the Sugagi, what they call the cuneiform dictionary. That was great. That was great to see that on screen. You don't see that too much. And you know, yeah, his teachings are definitely multi-layered. So you know, this is what I do throughout the week too, throughout our class and Saba's class. You know, I go back in and I rewatch and take more notes and go back in and do the studying myself, pull up these sources, because you bring great sources. Ahati brings great sources, and it's always fresh and new information, and it's excellent. It's wonderful to be able to learn alongside you brothers as y'all bring this information, you know, as we bring this information, you know, to the masses of the people. You know, to get rid of that conjecture type knowledge, where we can just make a bunch of connections and say a bunch of things, but it's just amazing when we can pull up the information from the sources of the ancestors and carry on their teachings and carry on that frequency. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, to Ahati for getting that PDF the way that you did for us to be able to see it. I know that takes extra time, and y'all don't know in the background what goes on behind these scenes, that what we got to do to bring this information to you all.
No idea.
So our Cash App and our stuff is posted. Like, show us some love, and you know we put a lot out there for y'all to be able to receive this. So if you appreciate the information, which is, you know, there's quite a bit of energy going on in the chat, so I know you appreciate it. If you do, you know, show us love and support through the reciprocity system. All right, so peace and love. Yeah, great brother Ahati, you can yeah, that was excellent, my brother. 2 out for that. That was beautiful.
Yes, brother. I like the T'Cha Ab, the sound of heart, brother. I see you, brother. I feel you.
You know what? Thank you, brothers. I love your energy. Thank you, brothers. I love your brothers. I love your energy. I'm glad you appreciated it. That honestly is what's keeping me going. But also, there are people out here that donate even when they have no money, and that is appreciated, because at times ISFET can get into your head, and you can say, well, these people don't appreciate me, so I'm not going to even try. So I could have got up here, showed you, I'm giving you stuff I give people that pay me, basically. So I could have just got up here, read from that book, and did like one slide, and that would have been it. But it's the people like Arcad, SCRIIBE, and you in the chat that keeps me going. And it's also to show you that we are the products of greatness, of the best Saba or Seba on the planet. And we represent him, so I can't come out here only giving you 1/4 or 0.5%. I got to go full steam ahead, just like the Natiru. And then lastly, I do it for the goddesses, whether they know it or not. I'm actually looking for my lioness. I know she's out there, and I will not compromise. And and this is the first time I'm saying this public. I told brothers in the back a lot, but I just can't compromise, because I know the greatness that they once were, and they deserve the best out of themselves. And I hope that as the shows go on and the teachings go on, that you catch the bits and pieces and tips from what I teach, because I drop them all the time in there, to show you that our people were living a life where they were not only intelligent, but they were physically dominant. Just like Saba, me, SCRIIBE. I don't know if Arcad's doing it, but we have our food regimented. We have a workout schedule regimented. We have, basically, if you notice, we're just echoing off of Saba. We're just echoes. That's all that's going on here. It's just the light energy echoing. And I could not have done this if I had not learned under my teacher. And that's Tehuti Amun Hotep Ra. And I will always praise him till my physical passing. He will always get that from me. He's actually the one that inspired me to do what I'm doing now with this movement, because I actually need that light energy, that feminine energy, to give me the vision for us to carry on when the numbers are small, because I see when the numbers are a lot. Because you can't beat nature, as was broken down in the Melanin Dark Consciousness book. Nature is the universe. It's what the Melanin word Unin is. It literally is Osiris in the universe. And you can't beat the universe. And this is something Saba taught me a long time ago too. So no matter what it looks like on the outside here, you're always in control. And that was a big help to me. Because if all I have to do is focus on myself and focus on the light within me, I can control the situation around me. And it's okay to be in control when you're in control of yourself. So I appreciate the people in the chat. I appreciate you, Menkura, Mary Maat. I appreciate you. I can't read all the chat right now. But if you appreciate us, in this world we live in, the value is money. And I know we could say all day, you know, we don't care about money, or I'm going to say for me, speaking for me, I can say all day I don't care about money. But unless you're doing things where you need the money, let's just say, we know this, and to not show us appreciation, again, even if it's just $1, to me is a form of disrespect. I can go over to these other channels right now, and I don't see anybody breaking down Inanna's link to Sekhmet and all set. I don't see that anywhere. I can go to these other channels. We're online right now, and I don't see anybody breaking the mind deception between Ishtar, Astarte, again, and Inanna. I don't see anybody anywhere talking about the ancestors Ra. And real quickly, I'll give you, this brought back memories for me, because a couple of years ago, I went on somebody's channel that a lot of you may know. He's a popular guy, and he's part of this popular school out there. And I'm not going to give names, but I got on his channel, and I asked him, who are the ancestors of Ra? And he didn't know. He didn't know. And I'm glad he said he didn't know again, and didn't try to make up something. Because there's nobody out there other than Saba that I know of that knows who they are specifically, that can do what I just did now. I don't know anybody out there. So if that is not of value to you, I'll just focus on people that see the value. That's all you can do. And that's it. So if you want to join us, I don't know how the brothers are running this in the background. Come on. I want the active members, if you're here, to come on the panel to speak a few words.
Yeah, show your support. The link is in the chat, everybody. teachingsofmaat.org. The link is in the chat. Come join us. Come dialogue with us and tell us what you think about the teachings. The beautiful teachings our brother Ahati broke down for us so wonderfully.
Now, Beefy, I don't have a bank account either. I haven't had one for almost 20 years. And I use Cash App. There's ways. You can get prepaid cards. There's always a way. If it's that important, if something's that important to you, you always find a way. So
that is true.
I want to give a shout out to some people in the chat while we're waiting. I want to give a shout out to Jody. Give a shout out to Jody. Give a shout out to Shannon. Give a shout out to Eric G. Oh, I see you. I see Sadeeki. Come on, Sadeeki. Come on the panel. I see Squano, PCU, great brother. Mankura, Cash Peden, you're welcome on too. Nana Amun. When I first, this is great. I was just talking about Nana's daughter tonight. That's good. And when I first saw your name, I thought you were my great brother's mate. I guess you're a different. Yeah, you're a different Nana. Big Vapes from Beantown, from Boston. You get on, brother. Chop it up with your aviator glasses. Your Secret Service glasses. Maybe one day, right? Not Beefy's the Tomahoo. You definitely can come on. All Tomahoos, this is a public announcement. You are welcome on this channel.
What's that brother? Interstate Neek. What's that, brother? Shout out to you, brother. Come on the panel and dialogue with us. You had a lot to say in Friday's class. No, we're giving him a shout out. We told him we invited him up to the panel from the class.
Coming back. Okay. Robert Reyes, PCU.
I was confused, man. I was really confused. I was like, what was going? Was he really trolling? Like, that was my first time really being exposed to. I don't know. He said he wasn't trolling though. He said he wasn't trolling, but he was. I don't know. I don't know how he didn't understand that breakdown. You know, I mean, it was very, very, very simple. Very, I don't know. It was in depth, brother. I don't know. Hey, and then SCRIIBE even bust a rhyme to go with it. Like, I was totally confused. I was like, man, yeah, it was deep, man. And that was a good teaching you did too, brother. I gotta run that back at least 2 more times. I really appreciate y'all, brothers.
Tua, brother. Tua.
Shout out to all of the consistent supporters. Rebel Minder, jump on up here with us, brother. Shout out to Shannon, Eric G.
All right, great brothers. Some excellent people heard the call and stepped up to the plate. So let's give our shout out to the great supporters. All right.
Wow.
The great brother Minku Ara, Mary Maat. Thank you, my
Nice.
brother.
Tua.
Yeah, peace and love.
Great brother Anthony Drain, he sent
Shout
in
out.
720. Shout out to the
Anthony.
God Patah. Shout out to the Netter Patah. Yes, for
Yes.
sure. Tua, my brother. Tua.
Peace and love. Tua.
All right, let's see. Tehuti Manifesto, $10 for Sunday class with Ahati. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, my brother.
Tua.
Tua, brother. We appreciate the support and love. Peace and love.
Last but not least, Eric G in the chat. Thank you, Eric G. We definitely appreciate you. Peace, a little something I could do. Thank you. It means so much. Yeah, it's about the energy exchange, and that right there is what will translate. So appreciate you. It's not necessarily the dollar amount. It's just the energy reciprocation. So tua to you, Eric G, for your support.
Yes, peace and love to everybody that constantly supports. We appreciate all the support. Peace and love. And like, subscribe, and comment. We always appreciate the comments too. Not beefy. You gotta jump up here with us one time, brother. Don't be scared. It's nothing but love.
Wow, what was he saying? He was saying something in the chat?
Nah, he was just excited, brother. He said he learned a lot from the teaching. So we invite him to the chat.
Okay.
We invite him up. Nah, he's very, very respectful in the chat. He just had a lot to say. He excited.
Yeah, we're just gonna talk. That's it.
Yeah. He said he private. Shannon invited him up too.
I think he said he got a channel though. He addressed some stuff on his channel.
What's your channel? Put your link in the chat, brother. We'll come support. Put your link in the chat. It's about the reciprocity. Put the link in the chat. We'll check you out, brother.
Oh, he says he's very private. Okay, I understand.
Rebel minded. Peace and love. Ahati Maat, brother. Peace, brother. Peace.
How
you brothers
Peace,
doing? I
hotel.
was on there trying to send some support on the thing. That's what took me a while. You know, I ain't really that computer literate, so I got to like I'm learning my ABCs all over.
Yes.
Excellent, yeah. 1 second, real quick, great brother. I'm gonna show one more.
Yeah, the brother, I don't
support
know if it's the
system.
brother or the sister.
Hold on 1 second, great brother. 1 second. Can you hear me, brother? Hold on 1 second, my brother. I want to give a shout out to Terry Patty, 1786, my Hotep brothers, excellent teachings. Thank
Peace
you,
and
Terry
love.
Patty, for
Peace
your
and love,
support.
Terry Patty. We appreciate you, brother.
Tua.
All right, go ahead, great brother Sadeeki. I think there's a delay. Is there a delay there?
Oh no, I was speaking to the brother in the chat, and I was letting him know it wasn't no offense. I was just letting him know, like, I honor respect. And the brother was up there doing brother Ahati was doing this build, and so you got all this extra activity going on in the chat while the brother giving his build. That's kind of, it's causing a distraction. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be trying to read the chat and what you saying and paying attention to the brother build. That's all I was saying. There wasn't no offense taken to what you said and nothing in that nature. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you always got a lot to say in the chat. But, you know, the brothers afford you the opportunity to come on here and get on the stage and the panel and discuss to the viewers, you know, the knowledge that you possess. Like they say, those who know must teach. So if you got some information that you feel that we can use to help better us, get on here to teach. That's what the platform is for.
He says,
You know what it is, brother? It's when if you're not teaching exactly, like, honestly, in what is quote unquote the truth, you're intimidated by those that come from it. So a lot of times the people be in the background watching us, and they won't come on. I understand that. I get why they do it. But thank you for sticking up for us in the chat. I agree with you. It is a distraction, and we may need some moderators in this chat, just so we can keep harmony and some type of structure going.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a person of respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, the brother, you giving your presentation, let the brother get his presentation up. Now, if you got something that you don't agree with or something, bam, that go the link right there in the chat. When you finish, click, jump online, and speak your piece. You know, get your portion of understanding. You know, that's what we're here for. Like, that's what made me want to be a active member. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to actively learn about the teachers of my art. So therefore, I can do the same thing like Saba did to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Gave y'all the teachers. Now you up here doing bills. Brother Scribe doing bills. Arcad doing bills. You know what I'm saying? And Arcad, he was talking about he didn't even want to get on the TV. I keep saying TV, with the computer screen.
Yeah.
So imagine what the type of courage, it takes to get out there, to step out of that comfort zone you used to being in. You know what I'm saying? That, like, it take a lot to get in front of whoever watching. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be people that run across this channel. And if you're a true seeker of the light, and you see what these brothers is giving, you gonna already know. Like, it was a saying Malcolm said in his book that he said he stuck with, that always stuck to him, right? That Elijah Muhammad gave. He said that although he didn't always agree with it, he said it was something that just always stuck with him. He said that don't judge, don't condemn a man if you see him with a dirty glass of water. He said, just show him the clean glass and let him inspect it. And you ain't got to tell him which one is better. So it's like when you've been to these other channels, you've seen these other guys teach whatever, and then you come across this, it's like seeing that clean glass. It's like that clean glass of water. Once you inspect it, you evaluate it. You're like, okay, well, this ain't that over there. This something different. It tastes different. It make you feel different. So you know what I'm saying? Like you say, this is the fruits of the labor. The presentation was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You would teach me stuff like, I ain't never know nothing about Samaria being called the what was the key I
Kiengi.
wrote it down.
Sagiga.
KNG?
Yeah, Kiengi is another name for Sumer.
Yeah, I never knew that. And see, another thing I'm getting in tune with is the etymology of words. You know what I'm saying? I just been going to words, just typing words in. Like
that's the spell breaker.
Yeah.
That's the spell breaker. Yep. That's the first thing. That's the first thing I learned from Saba was when he told me to look up the etymology online dictionary and start checking the thoughts that are going through your mind constantly and see if what you believe they mean matches with what the creator actually says. Man, I have it to this day. I do it daily.
Like psychology, for instance, right? When you look psychology up, right? Originally, psychology meant the study of the soul. You know what I'm saying? So then it transferred to the study of the mind. And then, like the ancient, like from what my understanding in Kemet, you know, like they always talk about the soul. You see what I'm saying? Like the focus was put on the soul. And so then it changed. And it's like, you know, with the Tamahu, they always want to compartmentalize everything. You want to fractionalize everything. Like, and we teach from like a holistic point of view. Like, we don't take bits and pieces off and try to treat that piece as if it's the whole thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, no, this part goes with this part goes with that part. This is the puzzle. You put the puzzle together. And then when you put the puzzle together, you see a complete picture. You don't take this part over here and then you study this and say and act like this is the whole. No, that's just a piece of it.
Yeah,
you're absolutely correct. The Tamahu best strategy for us is to divide and conquer the mind. So I'll just make up new words for you, and then have you speaking, believing, and then recreating these words into your own reality. So you start naming your children after these words, naming your own communities after these words. That's why you have groups that call themselves the Kemetic Science Group, or whatever, the Maat Science, or whatever they're calling each other.
there goes psychology, soul, the study of the soul. You see it, brother?
Yeah. And see how I said psyche?
Can I zoom in? Yeah, right there. The study of the soul. Yep, the psyche. Yep, we got to start investigating. Start digging deep, brother. That's...
and see, I was reading it here, right? Because I was checking. And it was showing how...
What book?
It was showing you how the word psyche, right, was derived from the Greek language by way of African origin, right? And it all ties back into Kemet. It say the word is associated with the goddess Psyche, and to the Greeks it meant soul. And it says Psyche is actually derived from the Egyptian language, and that is it's spelled K-H-E. How you pronounce that? Kahi.
Ka.
What book are you referencing?
This one right here.
Oh, just what's the author? Light from Ancient Africa? What's the author's name? I can't see that.
Forward.
Naeem
the
Akbar.
Oh. Naeem Akbar.
Naeem Akbar.
Akbar?
Yeah, Naeem Akbar.
Oh, okay.
PhD.
Yeah. Now, see, in the book, right? He claimed, like he make it clear in the introduction. I am not no expert in chematology, but you know he's a psychologist.
Chematology?
Yeah, but he ain't. he a psychologist, so he was just giving you the root of what psychology comes from. You know what I'm saying? He was just giving Kenneth the credit. Like, this is where it come from. Now if you want to go get deeper off into it, then you got to go talk to individuals that's more learned. You know what I'm saying? But based on the psychology part, you know, I'm a student of psychology. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, not as far as not, I'm talking about the author. He's a psychologist. So that's why that's what made me go look it up, because, you know, so I had this book since I, you know, been in the penal. I never really been into etymology until I came in contact with you brothers. You know, I got dictionaries and thesauruses and things in that nature, but the etymology thing is a whole different ball game.
It is. Definitely is.
Like the mistress one, you know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, mistress mean what?
And we're walking around thinking that's his hoe, that's his whore, that's his mistress.
Yeah, that's a side piece.
Right, and mistress just means a female teacher. It's your mother.
Female teacher.
Yeah. But they wanted our mothers to be whores because that comes from slavery. Yeah. A lot of this stuff stems from slavery. A lot of the mindset our women are in now comes from slavery, slave times, just like Saba taught Friday. So, yeah.
And that's the big thing, right? Like, it's like, as long as the Tamahu live inside of here, he always gonna exist. He always gonna be in the position of power. You know what I'm saying? We got to restructure our way of thinking. We got to go, like what Brother Ark has said. You got to do a lot of unlearning and a lot of relearning, and that's what it's going to take. If you really serious about, you know what I'm saying. I don't know about a lot of other people's lives or what they've been through, but I know I've been through a lot. You know what I'm saying. So that's why I be so amped when I come on here. You know what I'm saying, because it's like I ain't never really been a part of nothing where it really felt like a genuine brotherhood. It's always you around somebody and they want you around for their own purposes. You know what I'm saying? They got these ulterior motives and things of that nature. With this, it's just like you got brothers like with the whole reciprocity thing. You know what I'm saying? You appreciate these teachers or whatever. There's nothing wrong with going to that. If it's $1, you know what I'm saying? Go contribute, because anything can help. You know what I'm saying? Like the conditions, especially that we've been going through, we need all the help we can get.
That's a fact, brother. I was watching videos.
Words.
Yeah, that's a fact, brother. I agree with you, and it goes to show where we put our value at too. You know what I mean? We value everything that's destructive for us, man. Everything that's not good for us, versus the stuff that's good for us. That go to show you how upside down we are, man. And it's sad because these children out here suffering. They suffering because of lack of knowledge. And the knowledge is out there. And I'm so grateful to have a Saba like Tehuti to be able to teach us, to be able to dig and to show us who we are for real. You know, introduce us to ourselves. Because, man, we lost, brothers. We was lost. And I've been, me myself personally, since I've been on this journey, it's been real overwhelming for me, man. It's been a roller coaster of emotion for me, just learning and unlearning, just being real and just like being 100% honest with myself, wanting to teach my children and give my children. I don't want to give my children nothing less than the truth. I don't want to teach them nothing less than the best. I don't want to be nothing less than the best parent and the best person that I could be for my children. And it's sad when you look around with what's going on and how we dying and how we killing each other and how we letting people kill us. And you know, this and then how the knowledge is out there, but we refuse to value it. It's like you said, brother, it's out there. The knowledge is out there, but we value everything. That's it's sad, man. I was overcome with emotion, man, and And since I've been exposed to this truth, this level of truth, to understand the level of the lie is overwhelming. It is actually overwhelming. And I just appreciate you brothers that's on the panel, and of course, our great teacher, our Saba Tehuti Amun Hotep Ra. I will never stop supporting Ma'at now that I know what the truth is, and I'm so honored to be a part of this panel and this great. And let me tell you something, Sadeeki. The truth is it is a frequency, brother. And you was there Friday because I seen you commenting to that brother that was in the chat. I don't know what he didn't understand. I really don't. Other than the truth. How don't you understand the truth when it's presented and laid out for you with the facts and the primary sources? You see, because we used to listen to them brothers and they used to be the standard, right? I listened to all of them. I'm not going to say no names. Shout out to them because you brothers sound good. it sounds great. But you know, once you're exposed to the truth, there's no comparison. And you know, I'm not even going to compare. I'm not going to compare because when I'm comparing and what I know now, it's almost ignorant to do that because you can't compare the truth to the lie. So I'm going to stop comparing. There's no comparison to our Saba. There's no comparison to the truth. And hey, man, everybody in the chat and everybody that's going to listen to this, where and what do you value? Do you value the lie or do you value the truth? Because if you value the truth, then you will support us and you will support this movement and you will support Saba and you will support Ma'at. So peace and love to everybody in the chat, and peace and love to everybody that understand and that are on this frequency and that are taking this journey with us, because it's definitely not easy for me to get up here every week because I'm not no internet guy. Like Sadeeki said, I just wanted to learn. You know, and teach my children, and I'm actually learning and teaching as I go along. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful to be standing alongside greatness as it's unfolding in real time, Sadeeki. Because there's nobody out there answering questions like Tehuti, right? And there was no other teacher that was able to birth this movement that we have right now, this movement that we're creating right now. And it's small right now, but it's strong and it's solid, brother, because we're standing on Ma'at, and that's the thing that represents us. So I'm with you, brother. I came out of Islam, and you know, I was.
Brother told me, man, I'd rather move with 10 lions I could depend on than 100 sheep that I can't.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
So it might be small, right? But as long as they soldiers, as long as they warriors, that's what matters.
That's a fact.
Because I'd have been around dudes that I thought was partners, and situations then popped off and they left me there hanging. You know what I'm saying? And so I got to sit up there and take the beat down by myself. But you know what's cool? You know, I'm one of them dudes, whatever I sign up for, that's what it is. That's why I say, that's why I keep saying I'm gonna keep repeating, you know, and living that lifestyle versus, you know, making that transition, coming over here, hearing the great Saba speak, hearing you brothers get y'all portion of understanding. It shows and proves to me like I'm on the right path. You know, I've always been able to recognize bullshit because I've been around it all my life. So, you know, anytime I give 6-7 hours or something of my time is something, it got to be worth something. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I look at it, bro. It got like, I'm not finna sit there and listen to nobody 7-8 hours kick no bullshit. I'm talking about my time, like when Saba be on there, at my time Saba get off, it be like 4, almost 5 in the morning on my time.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So that just goes to show you, I'm sitting up here and I'm up.
Me too, brother. It be me too, because I'm on Eastern time. So most times when I get off, it's 5 a.m. in the morning. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It was 5 a.m. in the morning when I used to get up off the top of the roof, because I used to be grinding on top of the roof, and I was in bad neighborhoods. So me being from the city, right? I'm in the country, so they country, so they don't move like I move. So for me to stay up, I used to go to sleep on the roof. I used to go to sleep on the roof of the store, right? Get me a couple hours of rest, get back up and go, bust my move. You know what I mean? So I used to stay up for stuff that was destroying me. There's no way that I would not stay up for this knowledge. It is absolutely no way. You understand? That I would not sacrifice and stay up for this knowledge when I used to stay up and destroy myself and destroy my people. And now I have children and I have a family. And my daughter, she came in there and she was like, I want to listen. She 8, bro. She came in, she sit right on the side. She sleep now, but she got the headphones on. She listening, Ahati. Brother, she came in here on her own. And she was like, I want to listen. Can they hear me? I said, no, they can't hear you. And then she laying right here on the side. Look, let me show you. She's laying right now with the headphones on. Can y'all see her?
That's dope, bro.
She laying, I don't know if y'all can see, but let me see if I put the light on.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good. Leave her alone.
Y'all can see?
Yeah.
She laying right there with the headphones. Yeah.
Yeah.
She laying,
That's great.
She fell asleep halfway through it, but that's what it's about, man. It's about the kids, man, and then it's about teaching them.
I'm boring at times. I get
it. Nah, she 8, brother. She 8.
I know.
No, but the thing about it though, Ahati, brother, it's the energy, right? It's the truth energy that resonates with her because she does that often. She comes in here often. Y'all see her on camera. She come in here on her own. I don't call her in here. She come in here, hey, what let me hear, let me listen, and she'll take little tidbits. And that's what we got to do, right? Because we used to tell our kids to lie about Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny. We tell them lies. So why not tell her about Ashroth and Ishtar and Isis and all set? We teach our children everything that's detrimental to them. Nah, brother, I'm appreciative of our Saba and these books, and I hope because we almost done with this book, so I hope we can motivate Saba to release that new book, that creation book, SCRIIIBE. See what we could do, brother.
Yeah, I'm working on them, but we gotta keep doing what we're doing and showing the great Saba, love and reciprocity, and I'll be able to alleviate more time from them, so we can, so he can give us more access to him. So I do want to show another support that's came in.
Terry Patty.
Oh wait, I already showed that one. Hold on. Wrong one. Here it is.
Shout out to Bella, Nini Ook, Bella.
Yeah, shout out to you, Bella, for hearing the call that Saba went out, and you moved with urgency to support our Saba. So, Tua and adoration for you, Bella, for that.
That's what it is. There's a lack of sense of urgency in our communities. Yeah, that's it. That's the frequency of most of our communities. Is this lackadaisical, complacent energy, and like Sadeeki's energy, and all of us here on the panel, we've got that sense of urgency. So yes, it's very true. Nice.
Shout out to Precious.
Wasn't that a movie?
Watembi. Am I saying that right? Precious Watembi. Shout out to you.
that big chick. Precious.
That was a movie.
No, that's my queen name. I be using her PayPal.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Good.
That's from you, brother.
Oh, that's you.
Okay, shout out.
Okay, Rebel Minded. There we go.
Okay, shout out to Rebel Minded.
To our brother, thank you.
To our brothers, yes.
Hey, Rebel Minded, how's Israel doing?
Oh, he in there doing. He in there playing. He got his little lizard.
Oh, nice.
It's
what, a bearded dragon? A bearded dragon?
If I tell him to bring it in there, he gonna fly with it in there.
Tell them to bring it in.
Yeah, we'd love to
I
see
want
it.
one of them scorpions,
Hey,
man. I gotta get one of them
Israel.
scorpions.
Israel.
I like that.
You want
I like.
Scorpion
Oh
King?
yeah, man. I like that circuit energy.
He in
Oh
he
man.
in
Robert
on the
scratching his
controller right
shoulder.
now. Oh, I'm putting his
Listen.
business all out
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
Arcat,
them
when you
wizards,
get
too.
it, you got to put it on screen. That'd be cool.
I need
Oh
one,
yeah,
man.
he gonna love to. He gonna love to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shannon.
See,
Shout
like
out
I
to
never
Eric
really
D.
been into like animals and all that stuff, so it's like having kids, you know, it's forcing me to. Like I got to. I remember when we first got the puppy. You know what I'm saying? It was like I'm left taking care of the puppy. You know, I gotta feed it. I gotta take it outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, this dog. You know, I need to try to be there for it. But to speak on what you said, brother, like the lack of urgency, right? And I see that definitely you hit the hammer on the nail, the lack of the urgency, right? And also you got these distractors out here. You know what I'm saying? The Tamahu, they stay at work. I can't stress this enough. They stay at work and they keep people distracted. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's with the music, whether it's with some little award show, whether it's with some sports or any type of entertainment. Remember, that's that circus spread. You know, that's what keeps people distracted from the real issues they need to focus on. You know what I'm saying? And then that right there, people daily activity shows and proves what they value in life. You know, if you do it on a consistent basis, that shows me what you value. If you constantly being in the street or constantly at somebody up, waiting on somebody to buy you a drink or something, that shows me that's where your values lie at. At the club, waiting on somebody to buy you a drink.
That's a fact.
You know,
people do what's important to them.
Young dudes out here. Like when I was coming up, like I said, it was a lot of like dudes that supposed to would have been like what they call big homies or whatever. They was the ones going get locked up in the feds and getting the mandatory minimums, and you know what I'm saying. So we grew up without that. So we just pretty much was just finding our own way. And see, that's what led to the going to the IYC, the youth centers and things of that nature. And so that's how we come up thinking like because we got locked up, we got some type of badge of honor. That was the way they're thinking. But then when you start elevating, you go to the big spot and you get around the adults and you come in with the chest all poke, like, calm down, youngie, like, and you get one that'll talk to you. Because they know you got some sense up there, right? But it just needs to be molded. Like the brother said, you just need a little panache. You know what I'm saying? You need to be polished a little more. And so I said, now listen, you know what I'm saying? That's what got me. That's why you books. I like to learn. And I'm just so glad I found you, brothers, right? Because I feel like I'm at the heart of where I was trying to get to.
Yep. That's a fact, brother. That's how I feel too. I'm like, that's why it's so overwhelming, brother, because everything's been stolen from us, our whole culture. And Saba showed me who I am for real. And it was overwhelming. I'm like, whoa. Oh man. Listen, brother. And then all the pieces add up. He don't just tell you, he show you. Man, listen, I'm grateful. I'm forever grateful, brother. I'm telling you, because it is a wonderful, wonderful experience to find out who you really are, to gain real knowledge of self, and for Saba to show you where it's written down at. Yeah, peace and love. You know we got the best teacher, man. Like you said, man, all that other stuff is
that's
foolishness.
The beautiful part when he actually showing you the source.
Yeah,
it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm watching Starnetta, I see a lot of dudes when they debates. Now some of them might put a couple little articles up on they little projectors and stuff. You see the little slides and stuff, but a lot of it just be like stuff they written up to kind of like, you know how to kind of like remember like their talking points. but it ain't actually showing you what the source is, where I'm getting this information. It's like, okay, oh, this is where I was at right here. It's a reminder. You know what I'm saying? But Saba actually like taking you to, yeah, you seen this, so I'm like, where you find that at? You know what I'm saying? And bro, I'm talking about, bro, I got a lot of books, bro, and the stuff he be coming up with, I'm like, that shit I ain't even seen. And I'm like, I done read a lot, I done read through a lot of books just on my journey to search for the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got, like I don't know if y'all into these brothers, right? But they got a book called Ma'at.
Oh, let me see that. Put that up to the screen. A sister showed me to that a couple years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, what is that?
It's written by another PhD. I remember that book. Yep.
Wow.
Hot. Yep.
Now, one thing, I follow these brothers on Facebook, but one thing I can say, like what these brothers do be stressing, they be stressing the correct pronunciation and the correct definitions of the words of Kemet. But like as far as the whole Ma'at thing, if you notice, you don't really see none of that in here. None of it.
No matter nada.
You see how big this book is?
Yeah, and it's no matter nada in there? Yeah, I don't want it.
So
Sadeeki,
like
Sadeeki, how
type of stuff.
Sadeeki, how big is Saba's book compared to that book?
Saba book probably about like, see, I got it on the computer, so I really can't tell. But it ain't that many pages.
Right. It's like this. So that book is like this. His book is like this.
Right, look.
And this book contains more Medu Netter in it than this book, right? How much is that? Does that book have a price on it? It looks like this is expensive. Does that book have a price on it? The thick one?
Yeah. I think it got 42, but I think I paid 60 for it.
Saba's book, you get 2 books for $25 right now.
Like I had grabbed a gang of his books because, like
Less
I said,
than half.
I followed him up, and then he had a book right here, the Art of Research.
Oh, nice. Is there Medu Netter in there?
Art of Research, but no Melanin in here. So it's like everybody. I look at it like, man, a lot of people full of shit. A lot of people full of games, and I ain't full of games. I ain't full of games. I've been through all the games. Like now, I'm focusing on getting my life together. I ain't got time to play no more.
Bro, that's how I
You know
feel.
what I'm
That's
saying?
why
I
I'm
ain't got no
like,
problem with supporting, what's right and exact. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with supporting the truth.
that's it, brother. And that's what I was saying. When I have my children, it's like all I want to do is tell them the truth. Everything is a lie. That's all I want to do, just teach them the truth. I just want to teach them what's real. Because everything is a lie. Everything that they taught us, everything that we teach our children, and we just go along with it. Like you said about the etymology dictionary, I was so glad to find that. It's been there the whole time. We never thought to look at it one time. And I'm like you, I had been exposed to read so many books and been exposed to so many different teachings and ideologies and schools of thought that it actually made it easy for me to recognize the truth once I finally saw it. So once I met Tehuti, that was it. It wasn't even like it was clear. Like it was very, very, very clear. Like it was evident. It was like
see that's that energy resonating, right?
Yeah, that's what it was. Because I wasn't even looking for it. I was just looking for the truth.
Like you read so many different books, it was easy to recognize the truth, and that's how it was for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have never signed up, paid no money, and joined something. I want to be an active member to some shit I ain't feeling.
That's a fact.
I'm a person that's very outspoken. I'm very blunt, you know, about how I feel about certain things. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't feel a certain thing, I wouldn't even be on the channel. I'd be still searching in there and downloading PDFs and ordering books. But this right here, this is a life change right here.
Shout out to Angie Martinez.
We taking it back to the essence from where it all came from.
To the original. That's a fact. And that's what it is, right? That's what it is. It's like, hey, you want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but Ma'at. It's written in stone. It's written on papyrus. It's in the museums. You know, it's our culture. Like, we have a culture, but most of us don't know what our true culture is. And Saba showed me what my real culture is. And then he gave me the tools and the keys that I need to investigate everything. Because that's what he's teaching us, how to be Sabas. But man, I'm telling you, man, listen, I had no intention on coming up here and teaching nothing, bro. Like, period. I'm like you, Sadeeki. I'm still trying to learn how. I got like a love-hate relationship with technology, with the computer, and you know what I mean? Man, and the programs and the computers. Man, listen, I love it, but I hate it, and it's times sometimes where I go whole days, bro, without even touching my phone, technology, none of that, because it's like, I'm gonna tell y'all something. What I started doing, it was like I was so lost, bro, and I was so pissed off and angry that I just started doing stuff. Like, I'm like, what can I do that the Tamahu hasn't influenced, like, at all? So I started doing stuff people would consider weird, like walking outside barefooted, like I just want to touch the ground, right, with my feet. Like, that don't have nothing to do with a Tamahu, right? Like, just putting my feet on the ground, right? Not with the shoes or the Nikes or the something that they made, but just something that wasn't influenced by the oppressor, you know, just something, right? So like Saba said about when he taught the class on glass breaking. Yo, that used to be a fascination of mine. I used to break bottles, right? I'm from New York City, so I'm from like when the buildings used to be on fire and used to be glass everywhere. Y'all watch the old movies. So I used to go around breaking bottles, and I used to like the sound of glass breaking. But now as an adult, I started listening to like the sound of like metal on metal, just stuff that was not influenced by the oppressor. Right, and then Saba taught the class on meditation, and I think somebody asked a question about grounding, and he gave us a lesson on that. So like little by little, stuff started adding up, you know, and then me finding out the word Ma'at and what it meant, you know, it resonated, Sadeeki. It wasn't just like I'm listening to it with my ears, brother. You know, I heard it on a deeper level, and this is one of the reasons why I'm still emotional, yo. Like, because I'm so angry, like with, you know, wanting to teach my children, man, and like just wanting to protect them. You know, it's like the environment that I grew up in, man. I was channeling my anger in the wrong direction.
Right here, bro.
What you got, brother?
Right here.
What is that? Propaganda. Yeah, that's one of the most powerful weapons of war. Yeah. Propaganda is one of the most powerful weapons of war.
Is that Edward Bernays?
Edward Bernays.
And who was the grandson of Edward? Who was the grandfather of Edward Bernays? The most popular name. What's his name?
He was Sigmund Freud was his uncle.
And who are these people? We can't say their full name on this tube. Yeah, we could talk about them in private, but yes. So now you see the psychology of the planet is run by the psychologists, the same people they're telling you to run to help you solve your problem. Oh, and you have to give them money, lots of money. They get hundreds per hour.
And they give you medication.
And they get you
medicated.
medicated.
And you know the crazy part about it is, right? The psychologists, they ask you all the questions.
Yes.
So you paying them just so you can tell
Magic.
them your life story.
Yes, it's magic.
Like so you gotta be out of your mind to be accepting these type of things. I'm paying you to tell you my story.
That's what I'm
When
saying.
you got
Upside
other people
down.
writing their stories and they taking them to different movie production people and they trying to get deals off of them. But I'm going to pay a psychologist to give me some damn what you call it, FDA approved medications or whatever, some legalized drugs to fuck me up even more.
Soul medication, psych, soul medication. They want to
And
kill
I was
your
reading
soul.
how it was saying how the medications, like even the drugs and all that, how it affects the melanin and in a negative manner.
Yep.
So I look at all that as just being a design to keep us away from going back to that truth, which is the laws of Ma'at. Get back in tune with that cipher right there. Because that's what I feel like, that's where they took everything from. Because I'm seeing the Saba, when he teach, he taking you back there to the source. And he's showing you right here, look, this is where they got it from right here. You like, damn, I didn't even know them two even went together. There was another part I want to ask you about, the when you was reading in the script. And the ask, he said, why you allow your heart to go in that way?
Oh, a Neti to
Inanna. Go and never return or something.
Mm-hmm. What about
that? Was a deep look. So what did he actually mean by that?
I can't speak on conjecture, brother, but that'd be an excellent question for the master. I would put, when I don't know something, I go to him. So I don't know. It's very interesting because it shows us that we have to go through these portals in this other realm. It's really the realm of subatomic particles. And he was telling her that once your mind is focused on this path, you can't go back. So I don't want to speculate on it because, I mean, I want to speculate, of course, but I don't want to mislead people. So I would ask Saba about that. But it makes sense to me that, let's say people in my own family that don't believe in what we believe here, which is Ma'at, that maybe when they leave their physical bodies and they don't know where they're going and they just don't know what's happening. It's similar to like the Catholics call purgatory, where you're just floating. You're just a mind you're just in nothingness. You're inert. You're not conscious of where you are or what's going on. It's very interesting when I came across that, though. I was very intrigued by it because it's similar to how the people in Kemet believed as well, that everything is our consciousness. Remember, in Kemet, to lose your memory was to die again. It was the Amun Tet. It was the worst thing that could happen to us, was to lose our memory about the laws of Ma'at, about following Ma'at. And I know the brothers up here don't want to ever lose that. So I totally relate to that. And then you find out that Seket means memory. And then you see Inanna is going through these same fields, these same energy fields, vibrations that the Ntiru live in. So it's very I can't wait, man. And I'm not like, I tell the brothers this, I'm not suicidal or anything, but man, I don't even know what it is, but just having fun in the dream realm, I gotta believe it is just something I am just gonna be. I can't wait to meet the Netter. If I could meet them tomorrow, I would be in bliss, man, because I'm just so in love with them, you know. So yeah, I'm glad you like that. I'm glad. I didn't know if people would actually resonate with that. I put that in there for a specific reason, let
Oh,
us
most
know
definitely,
that
because I remember
to let us
one of the bills when the brother was showing, I think what was it, they was going up, was it Rob, when they was wearing, they had the scale, and was they wearing, was it a heart or a feather or something they was wearing?
yeah, the heart and the feather, yeah.
So that's what I automatically associated the heart with. You know what I'm saying? When it was like, you know, why you allow your heart to go in down, travel down the road like where no travelers ever come back from. And so I'm like, well, dang, well, you know, well, okay, I know the heart was associated with and weighed on the scale, but what do you mean by the road that nobody come back from? You know what I'm saying? That's like you say, that's one of them questions, you know, I want the Saba to break down.
Good. That'd be an excellent question. I highly recommend that. And yes, because there's two judgments going on. That's why they call the Tamu calls it the second death, because there's a judgment of yourself, you judging yourself daily, and then the judgment after what we call physical death. And yeah, but the main thing is to keep your memory of what you're learning now, so that we don't know if we're going to be back here next week. That's just the honest truth. I might not be able to talk to Scribe even tonight. Something might happen to me. But as long as my mind is resonating at a certain frequency, I will be okay. And that's where the Tom who gets you with their mind programming, with their television and their music and all this stuff that you're just humming along. You think it's non-consequential, and it's really creating a mindset so that when you die physically, that you become that being that's lost. And I don't ever want to be like that, because I know how it feels. I know how it feels to be lost in this realm, let alone being lost in the next realm.
Yeah, it's definitely a frequency, brother. Because I'm telling you, that's how I got here. Because I just was searching for the truth. I wasn't like, I had to remove my biases. I had removed my Christian biases, my Islamic bias. I just was like, I just want the truth. Whatever the truth is, whatever it looked like, you know, I'm just going to accept the truth. And it led me here, which actually is back home. So it's like one of them things to where it's like, once you know, you can't unknow. You know what I mean? It's like once you know the truth, you can't unknow. And that's what's so beautiful about Saba and breaking us out the matrix, man. Shout out to Robert Williams. Shout out to Bella. Shout out to Shannon Southart. Shout out to Angie Martinez. Everybody in the chat. Yeah, man. Once you know, you can't unknow. And that's what's so beautiful. That's why I'm forever grateful for Saba, the breaker of the matrix.
Scribe, you got anything before we wrap it up?
You know, I'm just grateful. I'm just listening in to Sadeeki. I love hearing the new voice. I love hearing the mindset and the energy and the passion. It's definitely something that is necessary at this time, that people need to be able to see is brothers coming together and speaking on a common ground and asking questions, you know, and dealing with source information. As you brought up, Sadeeki, you know, it's easy to get on here and freestyle some words that resonate and vibrate your ear in such a good way, you know, without being able to show and prove where you even got that from. Especially when you get into a realm of being able to make connections. But we have to be responsible with the information that we give and show the difference between, you know, this is my opinion and this is the facts, you know. And that's how I look at everything now, going into every situation. Before I even allow myself to gain an opinion on something, I want to know just the facts before I gain any type of interpretation. And that right there saves a lot of time and keeps you from being confused to what is reality that can be proven, you know. So there are layers of course not everything can be proven, but you want to be able to show and prove if you're speaking. you know, because if we don't have those laws, and if we don't have Ma'at, then anybody can just say anything, and whoever can put together whoever can put the words together in the most poetic form will get the most ears. And so without the actual facts and foundation of Ma'at and Kim, and digging to the root and getting to the source of this information, you know, this would just be isfat. And, you know, and that's why we're here, is to build that bridge between the spiritual world and the physical world, quote unquote, with facts about what the ancestors said that allowed every other culture to start to attain their own frequency based on what was already there. And so, you know, with that, you know, Ahati, I appreciate your teaching here, because, you know, like I said, we bring the metanetter on screen. This brother brought the cuneiform dictionary on screen.
I see what you did with your backdrop too. That looks great.
Yeah.
See what SCRIIBE did, Sadeeki?
Yes, he always got the fire.
There was no time. I was going to touch on that, but there's no time. It's just teachings that go on and on. Tell him about it, SCRIIBE. Why did you do that?
Yeah. No, he got the
Inanna
back there.
Yeah, because I had asked Saba about the owl. He did a breakdown on the owl, because I've always been connected and resonated with that, and it led me through the door of Inanna, which is absolutely beautiful, which led me down a snake road of connections. But the great thing I love about this picture is she holds the Shenu in her hands, which is the top of the Ankh, meaning everlasting life. You know, so and then when you were speaking on her, Ahati, I had already had this image in my background with this picture, so I was like, oh, okay, let me just
nice.
pull it right on up. So once again, the synchronicity continues to manifest itself in real time and physical. So yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful. So to our great Ahati for the teaching that you brought forth. Definitely going to be going through this week and taking more notes, because you gave some sources that I haven't been aware of. So thank you for bringing that forward.
You know. All right, brothers, you want to do a closing, Sadeeki, starting with you? Oh, first, hold on a second. Hold on. I see you out there, Angie Martinez. Angie Martinez is our great active sister member. And you're welcome to come on if you want, but if not, we'll just keep moving forward. The brothers saluted you, and I salute you too. All right, Sadeeki.
Oh yeah, definitely. Shout out to Angie. You know, shout out to all the other supporters, and shout out to all the ones who found the truth. You know, found the truth and made this journey. You know, continue on this journey. You know, I know at times it's gonna be trying times. You know, it's gonna be things that's gonna be like obstacles put before you to discourage you and things of that nature. All I can say is, you know, just warrior up, soldier up. You know what I'm saying? Trials and tribulations, we've been through them in life. Overcome them. You know what I'm saying? We'll get through it. We're gonna get through it together. I'm gonna leave it at that.
To chat to you.
Hey,
Peace and love to everybody in the chat. And yeah, that was a beautiful lesson, Ahati. As always, y'all brothers continue to motivate and inspire me. And they got a good sister, Angie Martinez.
Yeah.
I'll put her in. I'm gonna let the sister jump on before we close it out. SCRIIBE, I'll let you go, and then I'll close it out, and then close it out.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and bring Angie Martinez on to give us some closing words.
Shout out to you, sister.
Uh-oh, looks like her video froze.
Shout out to everybody in the chat too. We appreciate the consistent support. Those that are seeking the truth, real truth seekers out there.
Her video is frozen.
It's froze. Mm-hmm. Angie, go out and come back in. Yeah, man, we all on we was all on the same path. That's how you know we was all on the same frequency. The way we was all able to come together and link up with Saba through the different routes that we came. Man, shout out to Ahati, man. Can y'all imagine if Saba wouldn't have came on Killer Priest, or where was he? He went on a Lions Den first. Man, listen. Oh man, shout out to Ahati, brother. Listen, you know what's crazy? Cause it's like if y'all ever watch the movies and there go Angie again. If y'all watch the movies, right, and how it, shout out to you, sister.
Hi. Sorry about that, you guys. I lagged out for a second.
Go ahead, peace and love.
How are you guys doing today?
Doing great, doing excellent. Thank you.
I kind of missed the lesson a little bit.
Yeah, we seen you said you came in late. That's okay. That's all right.
I just got back home.
We'll know you catch it back.
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just wanted to give you all thanks and adoration for stepping up and for assisting us and growing and building. It's definitely super appreciated, you all. So, Angie, you can just give a few words on how you feel, how you're feeling, just to spread your frequency out for us a little bit.
Well, I've been feeling great, obviously. I mean, I'm a little tired at the moment, just getting back in from work. But other than that, I've been promoting myself as an advisor and as a motivational speaker on different platforms, because I noticed so many people use these platforms for the wrong message, for the wrong thing, and if I can help people to realize what truth might be out there, all the more better. If I can bring more people into our study guides, if I can bring more people into our classes, that's kind of what I want to do and what I've been trying to do lately. So I've been broadcasting on a streaming app, and I've been, trying to promote people to come into the study guides and to try to check out the information that we have available. I haven't gotten any people picking up yet because I just started, but I am hopeful because I do see like a few people that are on the app. Some of them have names on there that are, that are comedic in nature, and so I'm like, okay, there might be a few potential students around here that we can, round up and bring on in, and that's been my mission lately.
Well, thank you.
And I've just been, very happy to spread that message around.
Yeah, absolutely, and stay motivated, keep going. Out of 20 people, you may get one to communicate with you, but
exactly.
we're not looking for quantity, we're looking for quality. Just like you and the great brother Sadeeki, the foundation must be strong, and I always say, quality over quantity. So just keep doing it, stay motivated, and they may not even come in the form of a comedic name. They may be connected to Islam or even Christianity. As long as someone is looking for the truth, when you put that out, they'll be able to put all of what they learned prior if they're really looking for the truth. And that's why what we're doing is so exponential and so historically big, because we're getting rid of all the conjecture and all the false teachings, all the false narratives, all the isfet, all the chaos out the way, and we're only building on facts, sources, truth, and ma'at. So, thank you for doing that. It's definitely appreciated.
Angie, hey, how you doing?
Good. I'm doing good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Do you have our business cards?
I do not yet. I do not have the business cards yet. I'm still waiting on my member card as well.
Oh,
because
okay.
I was gonna use my member card until I was able to get some actual business cards, to kind of show, a little bit about where we can be reached, because I'm pretty sure there's some information on the member cards that can help people out as well, like links and stuff like that. I can show them what
Yeah,
links.
yeah. The scribe will get him out. He's running. He's got a way of doing it, so we'll just let him do it. But you will have a membership card because you are a member, and I will send you, because I sent some out to Sadeeki. You should be getting them soon. I'll send you I'll send you some business cards this week. It's been raining a lot out here, and I've been living in California for a while now, so I don't just run out like I was in New Jersey. New Jersey, I used to go out in all types of weather, but I got soft in that aspect living out in Southern California. So, but I'll try to get you some business cards, because that will help too.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been having some cold weather out here in Michigan. Oh, it's freezing.
Oh yeah, you got the Great Lakes there.
Absolutely.
I'm surprised they haven't frozen over.
Yeah.
So as I have, so what we do is, after 30 days of active members joining in, we watch what you do and your and the energy that you give off, and then we give you a comedic title, a meta nature title, to go along with you. So yours is coming up on the 24th, Sadeeki, and yours is on the 31st, Angie. So when those days come up, we will give you a comedic title, put it on your membership card, and mail it out to you. So
okay.
You can walk around with that.
I was actually wondering about that, because lately I've been looking into more of my Mayan history, and so I've been trying to figure out what my zodiac sign would be on the Mayan zodiac. What might my name translate into? Because I just learned that the name of the tribe of the people that my family is related to, they're called the Hakalteco people, and they speak a language called Papti. And so I found some YouTube videos where there are original people who speak this language, and they're teaching it, and dig into that, to find out maybe what does my name originally translate into, because, as we all know, these names that we carry, these are not our names. These are names that were given to us by people who are not of us. And
Right.
so, it's like we're somebody's freaking pet. Like how I got my dog, his name is Macho. But in his language, that's not his name. That's what he responds to, because that's what he knows I call him.
That's great.
And it's like, I'm nobody's pet, too. So.
Hey Angie, Shannon asked, what's the name of the app that you're talking about, that you stream on?
Yeah, the name of I was actually going to get to that next. The name of the app, it's called live.me. So it's like live. I'll put it in the chat if I can.
Okay. And Big Vapes, if you want some business cards, just reach out to me on the website, and I can get some of those out to you. Yeah, anybody who's looking for business cards, who wants to be able just to pass those out, they have QR codes on them, so the people can just scan them. And yeah, it makes it fairly simple. So if anybody wants any of those, you can just reach out on the website, and we can get those out to you. All right, great brother Arcad, you can give us some closing words, and you can close us out, great brother.
All right, peace and love. Hotep to the chat. It's a beautiful show. Peace and love, everybody. Hotep. It's a beautiful show as always. We'll close it out. I just want to say in closing, come join us, teachingsofmahat.org. Like, subscribe, and comment. And join us every Friday for Tehuti's podcast. Go to teachingsofmahat.org, the website, purchase the books. Saba's books, Melanin and Dark Consciousness, the book we're working on now. his first book, Stepping Out of the Matrix, Ahati's book, Journey Through Your Soul series, and the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shirts by the good brother Scribe. And stay tuned because we are constantly updating their website, teachingsofmahat.org. This is a movement, guys. We are building a nation. And those of you that know, we are making history. Right now, we are making history with the truth, with the original truth, with the original knowledge of the universe, of the planet. And it's plain and simple. And if you're on that frequency, we appreciate all the support. And we're going to close it out with our beautiful, beautiful affirmation. As we do, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Anki Maat, An Ns, Nintet or Set Maat, Menhepapet Maat, Her Inkui, Her Ikut. I live for Ma'at. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Ma'at. Every day I advance towards Ma'at. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Peace and love, everybody. Hotep Ma'at.
But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.